He is the vice president of D14. Those mini parents are fucking nuts.
About a 0.0001 chance that your kid ever makes money riding a dirt bike. Hayden is not going to be the greatest of all time.
Jett.
James's perfect season was a depleted class.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. We are here, off-season shows. We got requested to do more of these, so we're doing more of these. We have some more lined up. Special guest here. We've got Mr. James Elkins. He is the vice president of D14, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. Just want to make sure I got that all correct there. So we're going to talk some interesting AMA topics, basically, about the different districts and what a vice president does and what it entails and all sorts of intricacies that, like, I didn't even know. Me and him have been speaking a little bit here because, to be honest, we haven't really ever hung out or met each other until 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, probably crossed paths at tracks, but that's about it.
Yes,
yeah.
I saw you at Doug's thing.
Yeah, I'm always busy.
You were speaking at Doug's thing,
Yeah.
And yes, I saw you. I've seen you running the track for different things, but we've never really spoke. But we had some mutual friends, and you had said you wanted to come on, and I was like, great, let's effing do it. So before we jump in, just want to thank all of our sponsors that are with us here for the remainder of the 2024 season. So first off, show presented by Complete Racing Solutions, and this month we're highlighting their nutrition bundles for health, healing, and performance. So make sure you check out CoachRobStore.com. There's a link in the description down below, and you can save 30 to 35% by buying the bundles on there for whatever you might need, and Coach Rob can help you out, get you in the best shape of your life for whatever sort of athletic endeavor you are looking for. Also this month with Complete Racing Solutions, we are running a little giveaway contest, so you can win yourself a set of Complete Racing Solutions gear that is also branded with Moto Aftermath Show. If you join our members area here on YouTube, members get exclusive early access to the videos here that we're doing in the off season. They will get exclusive live access. They'll get to watch the show be recorded live come 2025, and then they will get, if you join the B-Class Bench Racers, you get a 1-hour Thirsty Thursday live stream with me where we can talk literally anything from conspiracies to church. You want me to help you out in the bedroom with positions or something, like we're in on that. I can give you all. You want parenting advice? I got that too, no problem. So we can talk anything if you guys join that. But like I said, everybody who joins this month, you will be entered for a chance to win a custom set of gear that is Complete Racing Solutions and Moto Aftermath Show labeled. Also on board with us here, we got to thank Holster Co. because Mike from Holster Co. lined this up. He was actually supposed to be here, but he is down doing hurricane relief in North Carolina now.
Mike and Roxy are two of the greatest people I've ever met.
They are fantastic. Yeah. Roxy, when she's lit, is a little bit of a handful, and I don't think she would argue me on that.
It's worth it.
It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. I have to go, whew, every time I get in the car after I'm around her when she's lit, but it is still fun. So, and Mike is awesome. Mike, actually, speaking of people helping technical side, wants to help with the audio and stuff because of his background. He's been telling me for years he may end up at some point being our guy in the corner, a la Pulp MX style.
Yeah, your producer.
Yes, running stuff when we get to that point. Also want to thank Gutter Worx for being on board. Josh and Kayla, great moto people. You know them very well.
Another two of the greatest people ever.
Yep. So they're on board. So if you're in the Southwest Michigan area and you need exterior modifications to your house, make sure to look them up. We have Flo Racing. I'm sure you know. Do you know Scott?
Yep.
Okay. So he can help you with all your. Is there something you want to talk about? Or?
Scott's not a big fan of me.
Oh.
I disqualified one of his bikes a couple weeks ago.
Oh man, mate, we should have had him in. You want to call? Should we call him? Should we cold call him here? We can get to the bottom. We can do this. This will be fun for me. Anyway, so Scott at Flo Racing there. He builds amazing PW50s, and they have a whole bunch of other parts on the website there you can pick up, including all AMA legal stuff. Maybe there's some things that he put on something that I don't know. I'm not getting in the middle of that. That's neither here nor there. Look, I know the PW50 he built my kid was awesome. We don't race it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it was a part that he may not have even touched. It may have, because the bike was bought used and then it was taken to him. It was, but there was a lot of Facebook bashing after that.
Oh boy,
who was this and who was the referee and who made this decision?
Oh boy,
I've been doing this a while.
Those mini parents are fucking nuts, though. I got. Look, you don't have to say anything.
No. I mean, it's like
they're fucking insane. Nobody cares. Let me just point this. This is like
I have made posts on my own personal Facebook about this before. Of you love it, but I think many parents take the fun out of it for their kid.
100%.
Let's be real. In the grand scheme of things, there's about a 0.0001 chance that your kid ever makes money riding a dirt bike.
100%.
So the second mortgages and the camper that
Dumb
rolls
as
up,
fuck.
the camper, the diesel pusher motorhome that rolls up to the track with the 40-foot trailer with 6 P-dubs in it. I mean,
you only need one, bro.
Which, granted, the P-dub is the cheapest entry point there is, so those 6 P-dubs don't even cost what a 450 does. But at the same time, like, for what? And you're standing by the edge of the mini track, cussing your kid out over and over again. For what?
I'm so far the other end that my chick yells at me about not helping my kid enough because I'm like, look, dude, I just don't want to take the fun out of it for her. If she wants to go ride, that's great. If she doesn't, that's fine too.
And these are the kids that you see burned out at 12 and don't want to race anymore. Or they'll race up until mom and dad are done paying for it. They hit 16, 17, 18, and then they're like,
I'm done.
I want to go ride practice.
Yep.
Or they don't ever want to look at a dirt bike again.
100%.
Damon, I mean, this is way back in the day, but, Damon Bradshaw burned out at like, what, 22, 23? Oh, yeah. One of the greatest riders ever. And he burned out. Just done. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yep. It's when I go to the races and I watch some of these mini parents, I am just appalled at the way some of them, the way they act at the practice track of faster, more throttle. What? You get on the let's see you fucking ride.
That's my favorite thing is go show them how to do it, Dad.
Like, I'm there to have a good time.
I see these guys fall over on pit bikes in the pits and you're screaming at their kid. I mean, I have to be a little bit more professional at times because of the district stuff. But when I see a parent screaming at their kid to go faster, I mean, I just want to smack the parent. Yeah. Like, legitimately. And I've had a couple issues in the past with parents, but the biggest thing I can say to 50 parents and every parent of a kid that races a dirt bike, because of what we've had happen this year, not just at Battle Creek, but other local tracks, that could be the last time you talk to your kid. When you put them on the line, every time we throw a leg over a dirt bike, we take our lives into our hands.
100%.
That could be the last thing you ever say to your child. So don't be a pussy. Go faster. Don't suck. Do you want that to be the last thing you said?
Absolutely not. I love you. Go have fun.
Yeah.
Be
safe. Have fun. Love you.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep.
My brother is 35 years old. I'm 40. We still say that to each other.
Yep.
Love you. Be safe. Have fun.
There's just, until you get to a certain level of riding, there's just no point to be, I guess if you want to call it, that serious about it.
No.
Like, and again, you're around the local stuff. You've been around this a lot longer than me. I've been mostly around pro stuff. And in being around the pro stuff even, I look at these privateer guys and some of these parents or the way they act or whatever, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry. You're not Eli Tomac.
No.
And now knowing some of the stuff I do, having talked to some people that have gone there and trained with them, I'm like, you're never going to be that.
No.
Like, sorry, you're just never going to be that guy.
So that is the 0.1%. Period. It's the same way. It's the same way with every sport. It's not just moto. I mean, moto is a different thing, but it's not just moto.
The only problem
I grew up playing basketball and football, and the chances of you going pro in anything
are a lot less. Now, it's weird though because there's like more options per se. Like there's more teams, there's more people.
Yeah.
There's leagues in Europe and things like that. Yeah. Okay, right, or Russia.
But it's still
whatever.
Still the same concept. Your chance of every high school has a basketball team, And the chances of them even going to college to play are, and Moto is the same thing. Like, our fastest guy, our fastest person. I mean, there's a debate on who's the fastest person from Michigan, obviously. And we can get into that more. But, like, the fastest guy in Michigan barely cracked top 20 on their best day.
Yep.
It's a whole different level.
And I've been having this discussion with privateer guys that I talk to. I go, what is the difference between, say, you and Eli Tomac? Is it talent? I don't think that's the case.
It's been his absolute life since he was 6 years old.
Is it that you'll twist this? One of the things that we've come up with a few of the guys is like, it's just their willingness to twist this slightly harder and slightly longer.
Yeah, hold it longer.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things.
That is the big difference.
And we can't, lie and say that factory motors and $100,000 suspension doesn't help.
That kind of stuff does help also.
But at the same time, we all watched the video of James Stewart ripping a bone stock YZ250.
100%.
And would murder anybody around here on a
100%.
full mod Eli Tomac Monster Energy Yamaha.
Wouldn't it be incredible to see what he rides like now? Because he says he rides, right? I know you saw that where he said he rides.
I think he could probably go out and come close to top 20 right now, honestly.
I think so too.
I think if you gave him a couple months just to lose the gut.
Yeah. Not even hardcore train.
No.
Just, hey, I'm going to ride 3 days a week.
Ride 3 days a week for 4 months. He's top 20.
I think so too.
He's top 20.
You don't
lose that. I don't care what anybody says. That is the most talented man to ever throw a leg over a dirt bike.
The thing with
natural.
The thing with guys like that is their brain, or at least the way they think their brain works, is going to be as fast as when they were their fastest.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I think that's what you were talking about, like the difference between the privateers and like these guys.
Yeah, their brain works a little bit faster.
It does. They
too.
process things so quickly.
Which is crazy. Have you ever been on track with any of these guys? Like legitimate. So a couple years
and just local guys. Like I've had Jerry Lorenz go by me like I was standing still. And Jerry's an amazing rider.
Yeah.
But cracking top 30 at the Nationals tough.
I had Kevin Moran's here 2020, and we did. Do you know Buck's track there? So he was here for Buck Bash, and he went by me and I'm a shitty C guy. We've talked about this. But he went by me like I was standing still, and then in seeing that and processing that, and I thought Eli Tomac is 10 seconds a lap faster than him on an outdoor track. Yeah. That's I don't even understand how that works
per lap.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes more.
It boggles
like the very back local guys that are trying to qualify for nationals, which let's be honest, some of them shouldn't.
Yes. You want to talk about that? Yeah, we can make some real he's talking about this.
But guys like Eli and Jett and stuff, they're going by them the way they go by us.
Which is insane.
The levels
to think about.
The levels are so different. It's like there's levels of this game. It's true.
100%.
And it's so different. It's no different, but it's the same way with the kids. You would go to a local track and see a kid that's waxing everybody on 85s. Like they're so fast, and they go to a regional and can't qualify.
Yep.
Or they make it to Loretta's and they get 33rd.
Yep.
Because those kids up front are living it. They live it day in and day out. Mom and dad are mortgaging their whole future on a training facility and a motorhome.
Boggles my mind.
All to ride one of the 57 classes at Loretta Lynn's. It's not 57, but it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's too many. We talked about that pre-show here. We'll get it.
There's too many classes everywhere.
Yes. All right.
Sorry, we were on ProFlow.
Yeah.
We
anyway,
just went off on a tangent.
Yeah. No, it's okay. So ProFlow, and we're in the TLR Coatings studio. So if you guys need anything powder coated, make sure to look them up. We do nationwide shipping too. And then Isaac Nelson Designs also on board doing all the logos for us there, which I have stuff for him, but I don't want to bother him, so I don't know. Anyway, okay. So let's start with you, sir. So you're D14
vice
president here. Let's start with, how do you get involved being in the AMA politics, period? Let's start with that.
Yeah, so I born and raised here, grew up here, went to Harper Creek, lived just south of town by Station 66. That's where I grew up, right on Graham Lake.
Okay.
But I've been in the racing scene since I was a kid. Like I said, I think I went to Log Road for the first time in probably 1988.
Okay.
Battle Creek way before it was the Battle Creek it is now. I went to my first Red Bud. I was 10 months old.
Sick.
Redbud National. I was born in
Sick.
October, next July 4th.
That's awesome.
And I think we went to that was one of our vacations when I was a kid, was Redbud.
Interesting.
Yeah, my dad and his guys were doing B-lot things before it was B-lot. So this is back in the day when Redbud was a free-for-all. There was
you mean
no
when
lots.
they were burning buses?
Exactly.
And there was orgies
Porta
everywhere.
potties, yeah. So it was like, the kids stay in the
good old
camper.
days.
The kids stay in the camper while the parents go do the crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 21 straight from birth to 21, and then I moved out west. I lived out west for 10 years.
Where?
Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you'll throw a dart at the map, see what happens.
Okay.
I rode Washougal while I was out there, rode
Super
Hangtown,
cool.
did
Super
a lot of
cool.
stuff. Yeah, they had raced a series out there for a while, the RMX series. It's like their local series, Utah and Idaho, a little bit of Wyoming. Met some really cool people out there. Moved back here in 2017.
Okay.
And started racing D14 stuff again. My younger brother, Corey, has raced D14 stuff for a while. And then the next year, Craig Bigelow actually asked me, because I was at the races and I was very active and stuff and trying to help with stuff and learn the rules and things. Craig asked me to be just a rider rep for the motocross division.
Okay.
So the rider rep is basically just like a liaison between the riders and the board people.
Okay.
The riders can come talk to you because you're going to bullshit with them in the pits, where they might not go talk to the old guy who's, been doing it for 30 years and seems grumpy.
Didn't even know rider reps were a thing. So
yeah. So they have them at the division level, where the divisions, all the different, because there's 10 divisions in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably like a lot of people
Didn't
don't
know that either.
A lot of people, yeah, most people think that D14 is just moto. It's
Okay.
just MX. So there's MX, there's ATV MX,
Okay.
there's vintage MX,
Okay.
and then there's hair scrambles, which
Okay.
is fastly growing. Ice racing, hill climb, enduro, ATV hair scrambles, sprint enduro, flat track.
Okay. The things you didn't know.
Yeah, 10 divisions.
That's insane.
Yeah, with chairman, treasurers, and vice chairman and secretary for every division.
Now I have figured out where all my AMA money goes.
So we're nonprofit. D14 is nonprofit. AMA is not nonprofit. So the D14 membership is only $15 a month.
Okay.
Or $15 a year.
Yes.
Whereas AMA is $49, which, by the way, is the stupidest number in the world. Why not just make it $50?
I don't know, man. It just goes on the card. I know,
but
as
somebody who works in like offices at racetracks,
Yeah.
when someone goes up, I gotta get my AMA, and it's like $49. Just make it a $50.
you would
Offices
think.
wouldn't even have to keep ones if it wasn't for that. But yeah, so started doing that. Was a rider rep for Craig. Started going to like the pre-sanction meetings, the rule-making meetings, and all that stuff. And then the current leadership at the time in 2022 was stepping down for the district. And I was approached by a couple people that wanted me to run for vice president. Did that. I'm 2 full years in now.
Okay.
Coming up on election time in December, and plan on just keeping going. It was one of those, like, I just want to make things better. We've been so stagnant in Michigan. Like, we have really good numbers. I mean, everybody, Michigan has always been great, but it's just been stagnant. Everything's kind of the status quo.
The Michigan Mafia thing has fallen off a bit here when it comes to the motocross side of things.
Cole and I were talking about that the other day. When we were younger and coming up, like, I can think of, and me and Adam Alexander were talking about it, I can think of like 30 names right now where it was like, man, these guys were so legit.
Yep.
And I'm like, 20 years from now, are we going to have 30 names from right now? No.
Who do we have right now anyway?
I mean, Kessler's a Michigan kid.
Yep. I know that.
I truly believe if Joey Crown wouldn't have got hurt,
He's supposed to come on the show also here soon.
He just did a class yesterday at BC.
Yep.
I truly believe if Joey didn't have the stuff with his eye and stuff,
he was
like
on
Joey,
his way
man,
to
he
being
was
legit.
I mean, Jacob Williamson was good. Mitchell Harrison.
Yeah, Mitchell's cool.
Yeah, Jacob Williamson's a Michigan kid too. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, Jerry Lorenz. I mean, still he's in his 30s now, and still, I mean, he's national number in Canada. He's doing his thing. But back in the early to mid 2000s, we had guys that were top 20 easy at an outdoor national that were just local kids.
And so Kessler was that way too until the wrist surgery, and then that kind of fucked everything into oblivion here.
Yeah, he was riding really well.
He was super. That first year when he went pro there and was riding the 250, the stock 250, and top 10ing outdoor races, I was like,
he was on that Yam.
Shit.
He was on that Yam. I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not super brand loyal, but Yamaha makes the best 250. Like motor wise, it's not even close.
I don't. Okay, so we can talk about that too, because, and mind you, I was in that era. So I have a 2020. I was a Honda guy when I started. When I was 25, when I was like 2013, 14 range, right? And then when I bought my first new bike, which was in 2020. I bought a 2021 YZ250F because I was like, dude, this is hands down the best 250 out there. And it's fucking awesome motor-wise. Now, I don't ride the way, and everybody who's watching the show knows this because I've talked about this a lot. I don't ride the way that bike likes to ride, which is
bouncing off the rev limiter.
Bounce off the rev limiter, and I don't steer with the rear. I steer with the front, right?
That's the thing with the Yamahas. They don't front steer.
No, so I have issues with it, right? Now, friend of the show, Eric Grondal, I was talking to him the other day. He just bought brand new 2025 250F and 450 Honda. He's like, I haven't rode the 250 yet. He's like, I rode the 450. You need to sell that piece of junk Yamaha and get yourself a fucking Honda. He's like, these things are insanely good.
I've heard, I had one of my buddies, Brian Kidner, he's the president of District 14. He bought a Factory Works Edition CRF 450 last year. And he actually put a 400 kit on it because he said it was just too much.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like went and got a Red Moto 400 cylinder to put in it. He's like, the 450 was too much. But I rode a new Yamaha too, and just they're all. I mean,
I won't buy. I don't want a 450. I'm a little bore guy.
Small bore guy. Yeah. I'm 6'4" and 280 pounds. I can't.
I understand.
250s will scream for, and I'm not even like fast, but 250s will scream for mercy with me on it.
So I want to get the 250F. I'm in negotiations with my better half about selling a bike and getting another one. The negotiations aren't going quite swimmingly for me, but I have time because like they're doing a Worx Edition 250 now too, and I'm like, well, okay, I might as well buy a Worx Edition, so I have a pipe and everything to start with. So that's my plan right now is come springtime to be on.
And as much as I'm not like,
like I
said, I'm not like a huge brand loyal guy, but I mean, it's hard to beat. Yamaha obviously makes a great 250, and so does Honda.
Oh, yeah.
For, like, race ready right out of the box, it's hard to beat KTM and Husky. Like, they're so, like, roll off the showroom floor, you can race it. But
Husky's going away.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's going away. And I have rode it. So I rode Cole's 21 Factory Edition Husky.
He had the Factory Edition Husky, yeah.
Yeah, so I rode that actually at Battle Creek. We were out there riding one time. And I was so comfy on it that I was like threw it sideways, and that's a relative term too for
butt whip.
Shit. Yeah, I butt whipped it over the finish line.
Yeah.
And Cole was standing next to my chick and he goes, "Huh, he must be feeling it because he doesn't usually do that."
Yeah.
So like I kind of like that bike, but I only did half a dozen laps on it. You know.
I had a Husky 350 and I loved it.
Okay.
So to me, like I'm one of those guys. I'm like Church of the 350.
Yeah.
Like that is like the ultimate old guy motocross bike.
I wish more companies would do it. And I got real excited because I heard a rumor that Yamaha was developing
Kiefer talked about it. Kiefer was like, I've been telling these guys, if Yamaha made a 350, they'd shut the market down.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Because how good their motors are, like they would, the 350, it is so, everybody's like, you know, people will say like it doesn't really weigh much less than the 450, and it doesn't. It's like 2 or 3 pounds. But the less rotational mass just makes it feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
It feels like you're riding a modded out 250F. Like it feels light, but more grunt out of the corners. 350 is just, I just raced one last weekend. Shout out to Epic Power Sports, a guy from up north. He's the title sponsor of our Hair Scramble series.
Okay.
And he's an awesome dude. He's Matt Harris. And he's like, you want to race the hair? Anytime you want to race, let me know.
Cool.
And so I went up there and rode a 25 KTM 350 XCF.
Super cool.
Oh, man. Just, I felt like I was factory rider for a day. Like
that's awesome.
He texted me, it's at the camper, just pick it up. It's gassed up.
Sick.
All I had to do was drive up there with gear.
That's fucking
I mean, I regretted
awesome.
it 2.5 hours later when the race was over. I mean, it was a hair scramble. It's 2 hours with the white flag when it was done. And there hadn't been rain up there in months. I mean, I was Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Just
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, new bikes are so good. I mean, people always talk shit on Suzuki's. They're still good.
Have you rode a Triumph yet?
Yes.
What did you think of it?
I think it's a good bike.
I haven't rode one yet.
I think the motor needs a little bit more.
Okay.
250 wise. And I've talked to a couple other guys that said the same thing. Like the motor's a little bit on the doggy side.
Okay.
I don't think it's bad. Like I said, none of them are bad.
Yeah.
The chassis feels really good. I'm trying to think like what to liken it to.
I don't know. Doug was trying to set up me riding one. Obviously, there's been some developments in that. So
well, there's some other stuff coming that we might be able to hook that up.
Well, that would be great because I would love to try one just to see. I don't know that I'm going to buy one. The real funny thing is that we actually leaked that bike before because somebody from the factory in Europe sent me a picture like a week before.
I mean, they definitely look cool. They look
Yeah.
cool. And, I watched the guy ride it, and I'm like, it looks pretty fast. And, I mean, it was it's good for a 250 motor-wise. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what it did this year, and granted, those are factory bikes or whatever, but
That was still a hell of a first year.
if you're still coming out and finishing close to top 5, like, the motor's not a piece of shit.
Look, it was easy to see because if they'd have just had Savachi and Little Red Dog there, that would have been tricky to judge what it was like.
Yeah.
But when you have Swole, you have a base of like, okay, cool. If he's
We know he
5
can win
to
a moto.
10, yeah, if he's 5 to 10 and he can sniff the box in some of the outdoor
Which is
ones,
what he's done on every other bike.
yeah, then it's fine. Which is what he did. So in my mind, bike's fine.
What
no
is it?
problem.
So you know a little bit more. I
Okay.
know it's like off track here, but
No, you're good.
Red Dog, what is up with that? You hear things, you read things. It's always conspiracy theory, black helicopter. Like everybody's like, oh, his dad's hard to deal with, and I'm like, I don't see Timmy being that hard to deal with. Maybe he is.
Well, we can talk about that after the show.
Got you.
Let me put that on our notes here. It's funny when I do shows, people ask me questions, and there's certain things because of this new leaf I've turned over that's like
Gotcha.
I'm just not gonna spray this out there for everybody.
Yep. Because I feel like he was a good amateur kid, like not like great, but he was good.
He's all right.
That's what I mean, like not great, but he was decent.
Yeah, there's some major behind the scenes stuff
I have no
there
doubt.
that
There usually is.
that I've heard
Anytime-
that I'll tell you about.
Anytime, and I said I wouldn't assume that Ferry would be that way, but anytime a parent is that involved in what's going on,
Yeah.
usually there's some weird shit.
Let's put it this way. The newest development I've heard is that he didn't, and again, I don't know, this probably was a factor in it, but I don't know if it was, I know it's not fully the thing, was that he didn't want to be in Georgia at their facility. And they were like, no, you're going to be here.
Who gives a shit? You're getting paid to ride a dirt bike.
Yep. Now, I will say
Not even very well.
it's interesting with Triumph there. I like the fact they went and bought a facility, and
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think are going to try to go the star route with it. The problem being is that, like, in your first year like this, like, Swole talks about this. He's the only one there fucking riding.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you even judge yourself?
You don't have a base.
No.
And there's no, like, you haven't built up a
Like-
team of ex-riders and stuff.
Like Star works because they have 47 fucking riders. So it's a fucking main event every single day.
yeah, I mean, whether it's East Coast, West Coast, and then when you go to outdoors, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's the 14th star bike on the line.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's
but the
nuts.
Triumph thing, I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. Like,
No.
you can
Well,
use it for
Faulkner now.
testing. Well, Faulkner, Smith. I heard Janik's going there.
I can see that. Well, Cowie's going to have
There's rumors
whether
of
Cowie
Durant-
lets him go or not.
I've heard we have a mutual acquaintance that really wants Janik there.
Yeah.
And I'll let you guess who that mutual
Yeah,
acquaintance
no,
is.
yeah, I
It's
get
not
it.
hard to put together.
Well, and we all know that Drew Adams is going to be the PC guy. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I mean, that kid is...
I don't know about that.
Really?
So, didn't you catch it at the press conference there
Yeah,
after Iron Man where he
I
was kind
know,
of like,
but-
well, I don't have a deal.
Mitch is not going to let that go.
Do you want to know why he's probably not going there? Because I think they're going to sign DeWolf.
Yeah, I could
Because
see that.
DeWolf has a deal through next year with Husky for the GPs.
Yeah.
And he's here or has been here or
Yeah,
is
he's trying to
coming
get out of
here
that
to
deal.
test SX
Yeah.
here. And from
DeWolf-
what I understand, Mitch really wants him.
DeWolf hauls the mail.
And they are already fucked on the amount of people they have for next year
Yeah,
since
that's
they
true.
signed Masterpool and everybody. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to Adams. There's rumors of possible Honda connection
let's say
through
Honda with-
Dan
yeah,
Truman
with Hondas.
and what's it called? But then I've also heard Triumphs on the table. So We'll see.
Drew Adams is one of those kids that went from a little chubby ass redhead
100%.
to all of a sudden he's like a grown ass man in a year.
Mm-hmm. And
it's like seeing him in other stuff. Like he's this little kid riding at Matt Walker's, and all of a sudden it's like, boom.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Chubby cheeks and everything. And then, now he's a 6 foot fucking man child. And
who looks like a grown ass man when he's out. Even at Loretta's this year, like riding. You see all the other kids, and they're all, spindly, and it's like he's just.
The thing is
helicoptering in from the Canadian Nationals.
His starts suck, though.
Yeah.
They're fucking terrible. Because, so I watch him ride at Ironman there for the combine or whatever. It's like, he got a shitball start, and he just tore through those guys.
Did you hear about that? Him helicoptering into Loretta's?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he raced the Canadian National. Yep.
You can't miss practice.
Nope.
Lands at the airport. They got to get a helicopter. Cowie's putting some money in. Monster.
There would have been an exception made had something happened.
Absolutely.
You can't convince me differently.
MX's sports rules aren't that strong.
No. they're a little loose in parts, especially when it comes to certain people like Drew Adams.
Or Hayden Deegan's bike getting claimed.
Let's not crack that bag of worms back open, man. I did videos on videos of that, and you'll never convince me otherwise that kid wasn't strong-armed into not
absolutely
buying that bike.
Absolutely. He was strong-armed.
Which is funny because I'm like, I know people that I can get money from, and I'll go down there and buy every single one of these bikes.
Yeah. And you won't strong-arm me.
No.
Good luck.
Because I don't give a shit.
I will sit at the door of the camper like this.
I will have the 33rd place kid literally buying bikes. I'll be like, I'll give you $5,000 on top of the bike cost, brother. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, all right, just paid for my whole season. Thank you.
Yeah, it's simple. There was technology on that bike that they didn't want people knowing about.
100%.
It's that simple.
100. Well, yeah, there was things on that bike that were not supposed to be on that bike for amateur racing. No big deal. It's fine. They all do it.
Probably unpopular opinion, but I am not a very big Hayden Deegan fan.
I've become more and more, but it's just because I think he's what the sport needs.
They need that polarizing figure. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of what he does for the sport.
Yes.
But I'm not necessarily a fan of him.
Is it because you think he's like an asshole, or?
Yeah, I think he's just,
This is great because we're going to get so many clicks because when I clip this scene, it's going to be awesome. I think the kid's an asshole.
I mean,
don't worry, the comment section is going to be lit coming after you going,
oh, I'm sure.
Fucking old guys just hating these fucking teenager kids.
No, I mean, I'm good with it. Like, I love the way he rides. I think he's a fantastic rider. I mean,
he's Ricky Carmichael 2.0, right?
Not quite. Let's not go that far. You're talking about the greatest of all time. Hayden is not going to be the greatest of all time.
Dude, I saw a thing about his stats versus Jett, and I went, holy shit, that's a lot.
But look at the class that Jett was racing against, and look at the class Hayden's racing against.
I know.
Look at the class that Ricky raced against.
Dude, hey, look. Me and Justin have this argument because he's a James Stewart guy about James' perfect season, and me talking about Jett's perfect season, going, James' perfect season's nothing even close to Jett's.
James's perfect season was a depleted class.
You want to know who the second best guy he was?
Was it Tim Ferry?
Not even close. Michael Lessie.
Oh, yeah, Michael Lessie.
Was the second best dude that year. So you want to tell me how stacked that class was?
Mr. Believe the Hype.
Uh-huh. We need another one of those. We need another. They're coming. Because Tony's got another kid, so.
Of course.
You didn't hear? I think he's had like 2 with his new wife.
So, like I said, with Deegan, it's one of those, like, I think we need that polarizing figure, but, like, there's a way to come, like, it's okay. It was more okay for a rider like Jason Lawrence back in the day, who was just a punk-ass, broke-ass kid from New Jersey.
Yep.
A little bit rough around the edges to come talk some shit. Mm-hmm. When you've had a silver spoon shoved up your ass your whole life, like, come on.
I mean, I agree with the silver spoon thing.
There's no denying that the kid worked his ass off.
I would say
he's worked his ass off. He's a good rider.
Silver spoon,
he could have not worked because most of the time rich kids don't end up doing stuff like that.
Me and Grondel have had this conversation, and other people have brought this up of like, dude, look at Eric's dad. Eric's dad's loaded. Eric is not Deegan.
Yeah,
and he'll admit it. He's like, dude, I didn't have that talent.
I just think that he's still young. He's got to learn what to say and when to say it.
He's very WWE.
Yes.
And it will he's
very metal militia.
If he continues that though, and like this could be one of the moments for the sport. I think.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think him and Jett could end up being the new age Chad Reed, James Stewart.
Let's go with the Travis Pastrana, Brian Deegan.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like the Chad Reed and James, where they just it was nonstop. One would win, the other would win. One would win, the other would win.
I'm just not sure that Hayden's actually going to beat him.
Jett, no.
And I know don't worry, here come the comments towards me. I'm about to get crucified here. Jett is
different.
So, I mean,
He's different.
they talk about this on Pulp all the time.
He looks like he's not trying.
When he goes from, hey, I'm a second behind and in 2 corners, not a lap,
2 corners.
2 corners.
We watched it at MX Nations the last time at Redbud. My brother and I both went there. Like, I flagged at the bottom of the ski jump, and he flagged Hammer of Thor.
Okay.
And, like, you could see it. He followed Chase, followed him for a couple laps, and you could see it. They went over Hammer of Thor, and he went from just, like, regular jumping. They hit it. He scrubbed it hard as shit, ripped a tear off, and it was like, here he goes.
Yep.
And by the time they got to T1, he was by him. Like, it's just that kid can turn it on whenever he wants to. And still not look like he's trying.
If they don't have 6 mud races in 2025 Supercross, it's going to be boring.
He can go undefeated.
He can. He's one of the guys that can be the dude to do that.
He's one of the guys that can go undefeated for a full season, indoors and outdoors. And some people might go off on me about this too. It's a depleted class.
Yeah.
The talent's not what it used to be.
No.
It's just not. I mean, Eli, I love Eli to death. Eli's getting older.
He's
getting worn
definitely
down.
not
And we got
Beast Mode ET3.
Chase wash the front Sexton. It doesn't matter what bike he's on.
No.
It doesn't matter. He blamed the Honda. Well, look, the same thing happens. Like, he's another one of those, like, that if Eli doesn't tear his Achilles, he got gifted a Supercross championship.
You're pressing all the buttons here. This is awesome.
But I mean, tell me, is it not true? Like, I mean,
no, he wasn't going to beat Eli that year. No. He wasn't going to
in fact,
beat
Eli was beating him that day.
He wasn't going to beat Jett this year in outdoors.
No.
Like, the only reason he beat Jett, and I've been on this trip the entire time, is because Jett was bored and tried to jump that fucking triple that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Jett doesn't do that. Jett wins this outdoor series. Maybe he doesn't go undefeated. Maybe Chase gets him, but he doesn't win this outdoor title.
No,
and I don't have anything against Chase, okay?
No, I don't either. But
like, Chase is a good dude.
But even after this year, there's been videos circulating and stuff, and him, talking shit about the KTM and the washing the front. It's like, no, you just wash the front.
So my understanding is, before Salt Lake City and Supercross there was very much talk behind the scenes in his camp of he was getting out of his KTM deal early because he wanted out.
Yeah, he must not have been happy with the bike at all.
So it's funny because there was something I listened to, a Darren Lawrence interview, and he basically put out there that, like, yeah, the people that were here before didn't know what they were doing developing the bike. Jab at Chase and Keir. And again, I don't think he's wrong.
No.
Because, like, again, I don't have anything against Sexton. I don't have anything against his dad.
Yeah.
I think they're good people. Chase, I love the way he treats the media, which is he'll talk to anybody all the time. But
I think there might be a little bit, like we talked about before, too much parental outside involvement.
That could be part of it, but I also think that there's not that mechanical mindset, which, like, you get with Dazzy. Like, Keir is very focused on, like, technique, which is why Sexton is like, boom, like,
why he's trying to be a clone of Jett. Yeah,
no,
I get it.
But I don't think they have that knowledge base to say,
Dazzy's totally different.
Yeah, let's tighten down our steering stem till we can't turn the fucking bars because it'll prevent head shake when we're going through chop. Okay. And, like, from what I understand, like, Dazzy is he pushes on those Honda engineers very hard of saying, like, hey, I think this will work. And he'll get the welder out, get whatever, and fucking make a part
to him.
To say, hey, let's do this, put it on the bike, and tell the boys, go ride.
Yeah.
What do you think Hunter's going to be like here? Is Hunter going to be the number 2 guy in the thing?
I mean, I think so. I think he's obviously proven he can beat Chase. I think we're at a pivotal point with Chase right now, where he's had a couple years of some success, but then some not, and some bad things at the same time. You're at a point with Chase where he's got to figure it out really soon, or he's going to start being that guy that tapers off and
decline.
He's 8th to 10th.
Yep.
You know, I think Hunter lost so much time with his illnesses and stuff, and he had the illness, but his body wasn't getting beat up. Mm-hmm. So I feel like he's still got quite a few decent years left.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's only going to make him better riding with Jett all the time. I mean, it's not the two of them riding together all the time is.
So I also think with Hunter though, he's on a razor's edge with this health thing that like because we saw it this summer
it can
a little
turn.
bit. Yeah,
it can turn.
It's
really
kind of
quick.
like Kenny. It's like it'll pop up and you'll be like shit, and then there'll be like 5 weeks that you don't know what's going on. It's just not good.
Yeah, I think that he's going to be the number 2 guy for a while. I don't really.
And he's better if Jett's there, right?
He is.
Okay. Because that was my theory all summer was like, dude, when Jett was there, he would put 30 seconds on Sexton every moto, no problem, because he just went with Jett. Because to him, then he's just like, okay, cool, we're just riding during the week. Yeah. Where like when Jett left, then all of a sudden it was like, oh, now I got to go out here and like come up with this myself.
Yeah, because I don't see anybody else really coming up out of the 250s even that are like going to give them a run.
Deegan will come in 26
Deegan,
for 450 outdoors.
Like I said, Deegan is, I love the way, the kid's a good rider. But I feel like that's where I will agree that he might mirror Ricky. He's going to crash his fucking brains out the first year in 450s.
100%.
He's too spastic. Like on the 250 it works. Just sending shit like nuts. Like he was doing at SMX, that single into the fucking corner.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, but he's going to crash.
Oh yeah.
Quite a bit on the 450. It's going to be a learning year.
And then I think he'll smooth out though. I think after that he'll smooth out and then it'll be better.
When he smooths out, like that wildness is where his speed comes from. I think when he smooths out, he's not gonna be able to run that pace.
Yeah,
it's gonna be here.
And then the problem is that like Jett can run that pace at 50% with him basically, and then when he needs to turn it up,
the last year him and Chase were both at Honda. He would say that like, I'll just run this pace, and then Chase will pull up on me, and I'll turn it up just a little bit and see how long he can run it, and then he makes a mistake like. To race somebody like that has to be just fucking demoralizing. Like to know that you can be right there with him and he just anytime can go, all right, I'm gonna go faster.
I'll be honest. I mean, I know Chase is really good. I know Eli's really good, but obviously he's at the tail end. But most of these guys, I don't understand how you don't look at like watch footage and stuff and just go, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Like, what do you do? You're fighting for second.
Yeah,
you're fighting for second
against a guy who legitimately looks like he's out for a trail ride most of the time. I mean, his rider triangle and everything is so perfect that he is just like...
Isn't it funny? 22, we watch Chase and Eli battle, and we're like, man, Chase is so smooth. 23, we watch Chase and Jett battle, and we're like, holy shit, Chase is like a monster in that bike.
We thought Chase was smooth until Jett came around and his head doesn't move, like nothing moves. Even when he is at Mach 10, he's still just...
He is insane. The only way that you're going to see him start to lose, in my opinion, is if you put him against somebody who can go his speed, even if it's just for a short period,
and make him push it past that edge.
I was going to say, when he has to go to 90 to 100%.
He hasn't had to get out of his comfort zone.
And we've seen when he does, and I'll agree with Justin on this, when he does, that's when you start to see mistakes happen.
Well, that was him and Ferrandis when he was in 250s, and he and cartwheeled.
Yep.
That was him trying to, but since he's been in the 450s, he really hasn't had to do that.
No. It is. Dude,
and I just don't know of anybody that's going to push him.
No. I mean, you look at like Des Nations this year. Okay, like
on a GP track.
On a GP track, he got beat the second moto.
On a GP track, but I mean,
in the last corner,
yeah, on a GP track. But Tim Geiser's no fucking slouch.
No,
like, that guy on GP stuff is ridiculous.
Well, and by the way, he got a bad start. I've been arguing this with guys in group chats. He got a bad start. He had to come through. He then put a couple seconds on him like he likes to, but at the same time, like, he's already pushing. He's rode back-to-back motos. Yeah. Like, there were some factors there that it's like, okay, cool, I could see him.
Well, everybody gets beat in a moto here and there. And, and that's, what, 3-4-time world champion Tim Geiser? Like, that's no joke.
No. On the same bike.
On the same bike.
So.
And probably with a little bit extra, because Honda Europe's different.
Yes.
Those European guys, they got carte blanche to just do whatever. You know, it's nuts. But, yeah, DeWolf coming over here would be sweet.
It'll be interesting. I think he's going to cartwheel a lot, though, too, in Supercross.
Yeah.
He's going to cartwheel a lot.
He'll do better in outdoors.
if he makes it there, this is the argument I have with all these Euros. They got to make it there because Justin's very high on Prado for outdoors of being able to get in there and rattle Jett's cage. And I go, he's got to make it there. Like, I'll give you, he came over.
He came over and did pretty decent.
He rode A1, okay. Then you go to San Diego's a mud race. Yeah, then you go to San Francisco mud race, and then A3 is a fucking Triple Crown.
Yeah.
And it was okay, but he didn't do 17 or 13 more weeks.
Prado, it's going to take Prado a year or two to really get used to Supercross. I mean, the kid's super talented.
And he's going to Kawasaki.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's super talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, Supercross it's something you got to learn. I mean, it's not that shit doesn't come naturally.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Jett and Hunter are as good as they are because they didn't race amateurs in America. And I know they've said it before too.
Yeah.
But,
they're open about the amateur scene in America as a joke.
It is.
And they're trying to make some improvements, like longer motos at these national races and stuff, but it still is kind of...
I mean, you have longer motos at the national races, but then you have to have a week-long event. Mm-hmm. Whereas at these local races, like we deal with all the time, you're trying to fit 37 classes into one day.
Yep.
And everybody's like, we want more laps. We want more laps. We want more time on the track. Yes, but you also all want a class to get a trophy in.
No, I don't. I just want more laps. Okay?
But most of these people, most of the people that are complaining will be the same ones that'll be like, well, I want this class and this class. We got every age group broken down into this, so everybody can get a trophy. Mm-hmm. And you can't have both.
No.
You either get 20-minute motos, or you get
be glorious,
or you get a class for everybody.
I would love to do 230. I'd love to just be like 30 plus vet and do like the vets are every 10 years, right? A 30 plus vet class and just 230s on the day. Cause like my thing is like, I look at a lot of these guys that can ride really well and I'm like, yeah, they ride super good. They can outride me. They can sprint. No problem. But I'm like, let's go 5, 6, 7 laps. Because, like, I was a marathon runner, and I'm not in the shape I was when I ran marathons back in the day. But I'm like, especially back then when I was riding, I was like, dude, I know, like, come the 15-minute mark, the 20-minute mark, like, I'm going to start clicking people off. Because I'm going to keep going. My heart rate's not high at that point.
Yeah, well, and that's where it's, like, local kids. And it's not just Michigan. It's local kids in general. You have kids that just race, like, local-type stuff.
Yeah.
That's why they get murked on by all the training facility kids because those kids are going out and riding for 20, 30 minutes at a time. Where everybody that races locally all around the nation are doing 4-lap sprint motos. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Loretta's and you're doing 20-minute motos,
you're not ready for it.
You're not.
I mean,
or if you race local all year and then go try to qualify for Redbud. Like, come on.
And then you're out there rolling around.
Or the guys that don't race at all. I'm going to piss some people off with this one.
That's okay. Go ahead. This is what we're here for.
If you don't race at all throughout the year, at all, all you do is go ride practice tracks.
Yep.
And think that you're going to be able to switch race mode on and go qualify for an outdoor national at Redbud, you're fucking high. You're high. Martin doesn't get you ready. Martin is a great track.
Martin's fucking awesome.
Martin is fucking awesome. Paul does an amazing job. It's rutted out, but there's no gate drop. There's no competition aspect.
No.
You're not ready to go out and qualify for an outdoor national.
You might qualify.
Nah.
Because there's no gate drop and all you got to do is put a heater in.
Nah. That's why
so you might qualify.
But you see these same guys that do stuff like that go there and be 46 seconds off the pace.
Oh, yeah.
Per lap.
That's one of those things I think it needs. There are certain local pros, and I'm sure you know who they are, that I'm just like, why are you on the entry list?
I mean, I'll be honest. I've said this, and I use, and I love Jerry to death. I use Jerry Lorenz as a benchmark for people.
Okay.
Because Jerry's in his 30s now, but he still rips.
Yep.
He still qualified last year.
Yep.
Still racing Canadian Nationals. If you cannot come to a local race and beat Jerry, don't bother.
And I'm sure we both have some names that we
because I love Jerry. I love Jerry to
there.
death. Jerry's an amazing rider, and he's at this point in his career, he's a 30 to 40.
Yep.
35th, whatever, which is still amazing. You're one of the 40 fastest dudes in the country, at the world at that point.
Yep.
If you can't beat him, why are you there?
I don't know, man.
I have seen guys try to qualify for outdoor nationals that can't beat Cole Uggetti at a local race.
And we were trying to get Cole to get his pro license a few
years
ago.
Dude, I love Cole to death, but like one of his first A races at Dutch, like There's guys that were like, yeah, I'm going to get my pro card. You just got beat by Cole in a 5-lap race. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's realistic. And it's I
understand.
liken that to the same. These are the kids that were brought up by the 50 parents who told them they were going to be a pro their whole life.
Yep.
People are going to hate me, but it is what it is. Like,
I mean, it's fine. We all know them.
It is
We all
what it
know
is.
all the people that have their pro cards
Like,
around here that are, it's
and
like...
is it a cool thing to get your pro card? Absolutely. But in the same time, this pro-am scene that there is now, all you have to do is garner enough points.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to the right pro-ams and the right amount of
where
people
there
are there,
isn't 150 fucking entries.
yeah, and you get your points. Next thing you know, next thing I talked to a guy before that has his pro card, and he only got it because he wanted to try to qualify at Loretta's, and he's at Red Bud, and he's super realistic about it. He's like, I know I'm not going to qualify. He goes, I got lucky. I went to 3 pro-ams and was able to get my points in 3.
That's insane.
Just so I could try to qualify at Red Bud and Millville. And he's like, I'm never going to do it again. It was just cool to say I got my pro card and I'm going to try it.
Well, at least he's realistic about it.
Yeah.
Because there are some of them that are not.
Yeah, and the money you put into it.
It's insane.
The money you put into getting your pro card. The money you put into just trying to race one pro national. The fact that our athletes have to pay to enter a race at the professional level.
Don't get me started on stuff, man.
It's true, though.
I understand. It's like
Why aren't football players paying to play their games on Sunday?
It's like that Moneyball movie. Have you know that where he's trying to
Yeah.
get the Coke out of the machine and the guy's like, it's $1.50. He's like, what? You mean we gotta pay here?
Exactly.
Like, dude, those pro athletes, you drop them in a pro motocross race. You're like, hey, by the way, it's $400 to get in. What?
Yeah.
We are the entertainment. Are you not entertained? Like, I don't get it. Oh man, dude, yeah, it's
they're making money on both sides.
Don't get me started on that, because yeah, that's just a whole nother bag of worms. I mean, and we can go down this path too. So we talk about how easy it is to get a pro card or whatever.
I mean, not necessarily easy, but it's a lot. Yeah,
it's accessible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Then you go to Supercross, and what's the path? Can you tell me the path? You're in the AMA basically.
I mean,
what's the path? What do I got to do to get my pro card
it used
for
to be,
Supercross?
It used to be Arena Cross, and I mean, I think, isn't it now? Once you have your pro card, you have your pro card. I mean, I think for outdoor,
well, not exactly.
Yeah.
So part of it is that you're supposed to do the what's it called? Futures.
Yeah.
How do you get into a futures race?
Well, you have to be invited.
You have to
Right?
be invited.
Yeah.
How do you get invited?
By being a big
Factory rider already?
Yeah, by being a big ass kissing amateur.
A factory rider already.
Yeah.
Or from a foreign country where the factories are interested in you.
Well, yeah. So, like you said, there's no path.
There isn't. It's like worse than trying to.
But at the same time,
to navigate a GNCC.
But at the same time, how are these 35 guys who are never ever going to make the show at these California races? But they're all there qualifying. Where'd they get their Supercross card from?
That's a great question.
Because they just have their pro card.
The problem is that there isn't a clear path, and I've been beating this drum for a few years now. Of like, can we just get a clear path? Number one, can we set up a development series like Feld? You have this gigantic facility in Florida.
Pingree's talked about that before, like a 125 series, like something to, and like
that isn't not in the stadiums.
No.
I'm talking like Feld. Well, dude, have you ever heard about Feld's place in Florida? Their actual corporate headquarters place where they have all the Monster Jam shit.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a Supercross track there where you can run a 5-race series for guys to qualify?
That's a whole nother box, a whole other bag of worms there. I mean, Feld owns all the monster trucks.
I understand. Well, yeah, that's yes. I mean, I understand that too.
When are we going to get to the point where they own all the race teams too?
Well, that's a bad deal. I literally the other night was watching this YouTube video about NASCAR and all the trouble it's in with their franchising method and stuff, and like their TV deal and all this shit. And I went, oh boy, okay, I gotta turn this off because I'm gonna start getting on here and ranting because the crossover is incredible, and watching how those guys and the problems they're having and how the teams are fighting back again, I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Well, so like, Arena Cross used to be a big feeder,
100%,
but then
100%.
But then we've had Shit, I can probably think of in the last 15 years how many different arena cross series we've had.
Well, and then Feld shut down the main one.
Yeah, you had AMA, and then you had like Nitro, and then you had Buku, which was way back in the day.
Oh, yep. Nope. I know about it.
That's Josh DeMuth days before he lost his leg. Like that's, you know, all that stuff. And then now it's coming back again. Then you had like the one that Hoosier was sponsoring.
Except for the main series that's coming back is all West Coast other than Daytona this year. And it's just like, what are we doing here? I 100% agree, and I've said this before, and here's where I'll start catching some flack. Those 35 dudes in the pits at Supercross that have their pro card, that are rolling around the track like I fucking do when I'm on a Supercross track, we don't need them there. I love the privateer guys. I don't need them there.
No, I think your top 20 should be the show. And like we talked about the difference in speed between that top level and the next level. But I still think that next level needs a series of their own to race.
So what I think there should be...
a race of their own to race.
I think there should be 30 dudes per class, okay? 30 450s, 30 250s. That way you can have two 15-man gates for heat races if you want to do that, whatever. Top 10, I think, in each class should automatically be seated into the night, okay? So we're automatically... I think Supercross needs to go to a 2-moto format because we talk about this all the time. Synergy, right? All the series are working together and we got SMX and whatever, except for, and I had this epiphany over SMX. SMX is a 2-moto format. Outdoors is a 2-moto format. Supercross, well, we do shit all fucking day. It doesn't matter until you get to this 120-minute race at fucking 10 o'clock at night. What?
Yeah.
The fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Make it 2 motos. Give us Super Pole. Let's watch the top 10 of these guys who are seated in fucking race for their gate picks, and you get a point if you win that. Because then, not even both classes, just 450s. Then you can fire off that night show with 15 minutes of nothing but watching the 10 fastest fucking guys in the world throw down on a prime-ass track. I mean, because think about it. This is something they complained about, which is why we went to the timed motos, right? Yeah. Which was, oh, well, you're only seeing... I mean, there's times you're only seeing the top guys for 15 minutes a night because they do a 5-lap heat race, a 20-minute main, the laps are short, and boom, we're done, right? So, okay, cool. We do 10 minutes there, or it takes like 15 minutes to do Super Pole for 10 dudes, right? You get to watch, you get to fire right off, you do opening ceremonies, then boom, you got Eli Tomac throwing a fucking heater. You got Jett throwing a heater. Hunter, boom. Now we saw the guys that were there to see right off the rip. Cool. Now we can go into heat races for everybody else. Awesome. No problem. Then we can get an LCQ race going or whatever. Or if you want to get really crazy, we should have like a futures race and then like an 85 kids
or
at
like
the other ones.
Or like they used to do at the Outdoor Nationals back in the day when it was 500s were the big thing.
Yeah.
And 250 was the support class. So you have a support class now for all the guys that aren't that top 20 or 30 in points.
Yep.
Let them go out there and throw down and race.
Yep.
Like, and I know this would never work, but it was a cool thing back in the day. There used to be this series, 80s, early 90s, called Mickey Thompson Ultracross.
Yes. Yes.
So Mickey Thompson Ultracross, when you used to qualify, and then if you were the fastest qualifier, you started at the back of the pack, and you got points and money based on how many guys you passed.
Yep.
Really weird idea, but I mean, I'm sure it was cool. But
in Supercross, why don't we have a grid start? Okay.
Motorcycle racing's a gate start.
I'm here. What's MotoGP? What's Superbike? It's a grid start.
So dirt bike racing is usually a line in all forms of dirt bike racing, except for enduro. I mean, desert races, hair scrambles, they're all a line.
So here's my thing with the Supercross gate start. Think of how much room that gate takes up floor space wise.
A ton.
Now, if we just put a grid on the start straight there,
or do the front row back row like Arena Cross does.
Well, you could do that too.
That's half a start gate.
Okay, I'd be okay with that.
That'd be wild.
I still would rather have, like, even if it's only like a one-wheel separation, right? Grid start coming back. Because then not only do you get the point for Super Pole or whatever, or qualifying first, but now you actually get an advantage. Not just, hey, you're picking your gate.
I think there should be like Arena Cross Dash for Cash style bracket racing for extra points.
That would be cool too.
1-on-1, head-to-head.
Now, I don't want to get too circusy with it, okay? I still want it to be a sport per se, but like there's things here that I'm just like, I feel like this could, and again, with Supercross, you do it different. The outdoors, I don't have as big a problem. Outdoors, to me, still feels more grassroots.
Yeah, you line up, you race.
So, like, I'm cool with how that works.
And that's why you say when you're like, you don't want to get like too circusy, that's what it is. Supercross is a circus.
It's a show.
It's a show.
Hence the circus people owning it.
TV. It's all TV time. Monster trucks.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and I'm still cool with like with Supercross. Like, okay, you want to have a Triple Crown series? You want to have a series within a series? Great. The 450s are the only ones that race all of them. Yeah. So put up. We got all this new TV money and shit. Put up $500,000 for those dudes to fucking win that. Watch how those fucking three races play out.
They'd rather give them $12,000 a race in purse money if they win the biggest event there is.
You keep making these comments. They're gonna make me go down a path that I'm trying to not go down as much anymore. Here.
But it's true.
Oh man, dude. Hey, I'm not arguing that. I'm not. Look, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here and be positive with things and more not yelling and screaming about other things.
I've been to a lot of Supercrosses in my life. I've been to a lot of outdoor nationals. I think outdoor nationals are obviously the most grassroots, but
how many races do you think we need in a year in the Pro Series?
People are going to the things that they want to go to. I mean, you and I were talking about it before. The GNCC series is crazy. Mm-hmm. The amount of spectators, the amount of people.
The spectators thing there is really weird to me because, like, what do you see them, like, come down this path?
Oh, no, like, because you can walk all out in the woods and you can stand anywhere.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you stand there and you can only see, like, 50 foot of track, basically,
but they're racing for hours, and there's 500 bikes on the track, so there's constantly somebody coming by. There's some squid running into a tree. Like, it is constant. When I was at Snowshoe, you hike down the mountain. It's a ski resort.
Yeah.
You hike down the mountain, especially if you're with people that are too scared to ride the chairlift. You hike down the mountain, and you get down. There's this place called Howard's Hole, and it's, like, famous.
All right.
And it's the bottom of the mountain where all the water and shit gathers, and it is just a boulder-infested mud hole. And they run the quads and the bikes right through the middle of it. And it is anything that you've seen at Redbud and B-Lot on a Friday, Saturday night, times it by 10. There is just drunk people throwing beers at riders, and it's just titties it's nuts. It is nuts. Middle of the day. Like I said, we were driving up the mountain road to get to the ski resort on Saturday, and it is just fat, drunk people just appearing out of the woods. One girl was missing a boot. Like, just climbed out of the woods, one muck boot gone, covered in mud. But every GNCC is like that. There's
wild.
Thousands of entries and tens of thousands of people watching it.
It's wild to me.
So yeah, MX Sports does good on there's that and that, but GNCC I feel like is their cash cow. Racer Productions is making a killing off that.
Wow, it's nuts. It's nuts.
Go to a GNCC sometime. It's wild.
I don't know if I want to be all about that life, man. I was just having a conversation with my website guy yesterday.
You ever rode a sprint enduro?
No.
God, why not?
I don't like going through the woods, dude. I am very much I want to be on the track type guy. I just want to know where I'm going.
So sprint enduros are cool because, like, and that's something that was really just a Michigan thing for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, they have national series now, but Logan Densmore started it here, and it's exploded. And it's 15-second increments you take off by yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the cross test is like moto with a little bit of woods, but it's like bobcat width in the woods. And then the enduro one is a little bit more technical, slow down, but you're not racing against anybody.
Yeah.
It's racing against the clock. You're just trying to get your best time.
So the last one at Battle Creek there, were you involved in the yelling at Hunter Needham that he wasn't taking enough time in between?
No.
Because I had heard
No.
he got yelled because he would like come off because it's split into two sections, right?
Yeah, and you can take a break in between and go back and forth.
So what I was told was that he was smoking everybody so bad, but part of it was he wasn't really taking a break. He'd like come off one section, like stop, take a drink of water, and then like go into the next section. So when he started to do like the second or whatever, I don't know how it worked, whatever. His dad was telling me, he was like, they literally came out and like yelled at him, like, you gotta sit here longer. You can't just take a swig and go and blah, blah, blah. And like Hunter like looked at him and was like, all right, like threw his helmet back on and went. And I'm just like, yeah, that sounds about right.
It's just a cool style of racing.
It sounds interesting, but I don't like.
You don't like trees?
No, and like I'm one of those dudes that'd be like, oh yeah, missed that one, but bam, oh shit, damn it, fuck, there goes my handlebars.
There's 40 more.
Yeah, so that to me is like, like I just want to be on the track, man.
But like I said, I go to events all over the place, and the off-road scene, is gonna outdo the moto scene real soon.
Look, as long as it keeps making enough money for the industry to keep supporting moto, I'm cool.
just saying, like, the off-road scene is probably going to, we don't see numbers like
they do.
Well, I mean, even like an outdoor national, you don't see numbers like you do at a GNCC. It's nuts.
No.
I mean, the pro class is bigger at an outdoor national. GNCC may only have 20 guys, but it's all the other, because they run several classes, A classes and stuff. I mean, it's wild. And then they have the quads mixed in too.
Well, everybody likes quads.
Hey, shout out. We've got a kid at Battle Creek who is the Pro-Am national champion on a quad.
Who is it?
Mason Jackson. And he got 5th in the Pro Series this year. He is ridiculously fast on a quad. Throws better whips on a quad than most people do on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest kids ever. Him and his dad, Ron, are just amazing people.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
His sister, Natalie's fast as shit, too.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he rips on a bike. Like, seriously. He'll show up and race, like, 250C.
Yeah.
And wax people. Like, he's fast on a bike, too. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, when you can turn off your brain and just go, it helps.
I say all the time, anybody can ride a couch that fast. Is like, these things are like 500 pounds.
I know. That was what I started on when I was like 16, because my buddy I wasn't allowed to have motorcycles until I was 18. I was not allowed, dude. My dad had one prior to me being born, like street bike. Broke his collarbone in a corner. I don't know, not super long before I was born, when him and my mom were dating, and then it got closer to them getting married, and she was kind of like, well, you got to get rid of that thing. And he was like, all right. So we got rid of that. And then we were not allowed to have them. And then I turned 18 and graduated and took all of my graduation party money, and I bought a crotch rocket to start with, and I did those for years and years and years. And then finally I was like, one of my buddies bought a dirt bike. I rode that one day. I was like, this is kind of fun. And so then I bought one in a box, and that started that whole thing. And now I couldn't even tell you how many. That's coming up, by the way, on the channel too. I was thinking about this the other day. Some of the stories I have from going and doing these deals on bikes are...
Oh, the people you deal with when you buy a bike sometimes, it's just nuts.
There is one, and I'll come out with this story. So I bought a couple bike. I went to buy a bike from a place, ended up buying 2 off the kid, traded one for a KX250. Like, I bought 2 street bikes, ended up trading one for KX250. These guys showed up to buy the KX250. They're loading it in the truck. Homeboy's got a revolver on his hip, right? Which is fine. No big deal. Whatever. I understand. Like, you're coming to someplace you don't know. It's not a big deal. We all like to play with those things. So he'd given me the money. I'm counting the money. My buddy makes a comment about that because he was loading the bike. He could see it. And the kid was like, oh, yeah, you want to see it? Like, hands it to him. My buddy looks at him and goes, we could have the bike, the money, and the extra piece here. I went, no, it's okay. But it's like there's all these weird stories.
Like all the ads you see everywhere. It's like, this was so and so's pro bike, and it's like, come on.
There's a lot of.
There's always like, this is like, no, you put replica stickers on it. Just come on, it's just graphics.
The thing I hate about it now is, so I flipped a lot of motorcycles back in the day. I was flipping probably 2 or 3 a year on top of working my day job and then part time in the powder coat out of the shop here, and it was going well. And then it got to like 2018, 19 range. The shop started getting busy enough that I just didn't have time, so I kind of backed off. Now it's everybody knows what they're doing flipping, right? Oh, so the prices are weird. Then the price got even weirder with the whole COVID thing.
COVID prices went through the roof.
Yeah, and so now I'm just I'm looking, because I sold my 450 earlier in the year.
Yeah, but everybody wants $3,000 for a 1998 Suzuki RM250.
So I found the other day...
that they list as a 2001.
Yeah, so I found the other day a 1995 CR125. Beautiful bike. Kids say he did the top end, it was running fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't.
Facebook Marketplace. I think I saw that one.
Yeah, and he was just well, I messaged him and I was like, hey, can I come this afternoon? And then I ended up getting busy here and I forgot and I was like, shit. And then it said it sold. But anyway, he wanted like $1,500 for it. And I was like, well, this is perfect because everything's already done. I just got to fix this motor.
Yeah, just got to figure out what he did wrong.
Yeah, which is like a cylinder or something. Okay, cool. So I always look those up because I know how it is to get two-stroke parts sometimes. So I always make sure, like, can I get a cylinder? Because the only flip I've ever lost money on was I bought a 2001 YZ 125. And the kid was like, I was riding it. It was fine. This was like early spring.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't. And I basically took a chance on like, is the cylinder fucked up? Which it was. And so I ended up losing, I think, like $500 on that deal or something. But that's the only deal I've ever lost money on. Yeah. And it was because of that. So, so I checked to make sure I could get a cylinder, which I could. And I was like, okay, sweet. I got to go try and pick this thing up because he was like, I'm moving, so I don't need this bike anymore. And I'm like, fuck, even better. Like, I'm going to get this for way less than $1,500. Yeah. Then, of course, I forgot. Here I am. So, whatever. But, so I'm on the prowl for that kind of stuff, too. I really want to get some 125s. That's not something I've had a lot of.
Dude, they're so fun. They're like a mountain bike with a motor.
Oh, yeah. I
can't ride them because I'm huge. And like I'll just blow them up in the first 15 minutes, like and not even like because of riding ability, just because of them trying to carry me around. Like,
so I have a '99 YZ80, which the story in buying that is awesome too. It involves police and everything. It's really fucked up. I'll tell you, I don't want to spill all the stories because I'm going to do a series talking about these because I've got several. But needless to say, it's just sitting in my barn at my house, just collecting dust because it hasn't really been ridden and it needed to kind of be redone, and now it really needs to be redone. I want to rebuild that, but I want to ride it because I've got a 5-acre turn track at my house, which is just, think of like the most core turn track you've ever seen on the internet. This is it's a hayfield, and I started by just cutting into it with my mower and just cutting this turn track, right? And then one day Matt comes over with his tractor and his disc, and next thing he's disking this whole thing, right? So now we just have this beautiful disc dirt path through this hayfield, and I mow on one edge of it. I mow it down to like a 2 cut for my daughter to ride she rides a 110 CRF 110 pit bike, and she's not really into riding on disc dirt yet. So I mow that, and then on both sides of that, it's got a 4.5-inch cut, and then it just goes up into taller hay. So you just look out over this rolling field, and it's just the most primed. Like every time I do it, I'm just like, wow.
Turn track porn.
Oh, dude, it is. But I'm like, this YZ80 will make me a better rider because I've never rode a 2-stroke really. I always rode 4-strokes because that's what we bought when I started riding.
I tell people all the time, if you didn't grow up riding a 2-stroke, like that's why a lot of kids nowadays, like kids will buy a bike or their parent will get a bike when they're like 15.
Yeah,
and they're missing out. 2-strokes make you a better rider.
100%.
You have to learn about carrying momentum and things like that. That 4-strokes are just, everybody now can just go in and plug it into a corner, come almost to a stop, and then jump a 100-foot triple. Like,
or for Hunter, you just come in and blow out every single nice rut.
Fucking berm there is.
Every rut on my track, he fucking just blows that. I go in the lap after, like he'll pass me, and then next thing I'm just like, where are all the good ruts? We had this so nice.
Oh, Hunter.
Yeah. I love that kid, dude. He is so awesome.
Another one of those, like, he's a club kid. Like, another one of those, like, one of the nicest kids.
The whole family is.
Yeah, like, that's one thing I can say about, like, BCMC is, like, we don't have any asshole kids out there.
No.
Like, their parents are all dope as shit. So, like, they've made sure their kids are all dope as shit. Like, it is just, it's awesome.
Yeah, they're actually my neighbors.
Okay,
we are literally right next door.
I know where Matt lives.
Yeah. So I'm the house.
And that dude never stops working.
Oh no, me and him are exactly the same.
Never,
it's awesome.
Like ever. He's always like, "Oh, I'm working on this car," and it's nonstop.
So at my house, so it's my grandma's old house, right? We inherited it this year. So literally, like, it runs downhill from the road, right? Yeah. And then behind the house, because we got like 10 acres and it's split up, like there's like a front, I would call it 4, and then the back 5, and then we've got a little bit of woods area surrounding it. So literally it runs down. So right behind where my pool area is this year, because we got so much rain at the beginning of the year, it's a low spot, and it's got blueberry bushes and stuff, but it was basically a swamp all year.
Yeah.
And so we had the house appraised or whatever, and one of the things that came up was like, hey, 3/4 of this yard's not usable.
Yeah, drainage.
Okay, cool. So now I've started digging a pond out back by the turn track, and I've been bringing dirt forward. Matt comes over one night in the backhoe, and I had a pond in the back behind the blueberries. He's digging out the cattails and stuff that I couldn't reach because I'd cleaned up the edge with the weeds. Then a few weeks ago, maybe it's 2 weeks ago now, I'm out there and I'm leveling up and bringing dirt and whatever. I turn around. He's next to my pond, flattening out the dirt that he dug out with the backhoe just out of nowhere. And the next thing, he's through my path in the woods over to the next neighbor's house because basically the pond he has at his house flows into the drainage creek behind my house. So we've been kind of working on this, but he just randomly shows up. And then like when he tilled the whole track, we're out there riding, me and the kids, right? Because my kid and Fisher ride all the time, and then Hunter usually will come out and ride, and then so we're all out there riding that night. And next thing I turn around and I'm like, oh, Matt's bored because here he comes on the tractor with the disc, and he's just like disking, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
He works all the time. It's nonstop.
Oh yeah,
but he is such a big asset to have out at the club. Like Matt and I used to race together.
Okay,
and he had it. We raced a lot together, and he had his strategy was I'm not the most on the track. Like I stamina.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 after 3 laps, I'm like, holy shit. Like I never trained. Mm-hmm. Not as I got older, I never trained. And so I've always been a good starter, and I can throw down I'm a super pole guy. Like give me one lap. Give me one lap. Like I can get a good start and give me one lap. I can throw a heater for a lap, but then the second lap's going to be 5 seconds slower, and the third lap's going to be 20 seconds slower. And so he would, like, I would get a start, and we've talked about it, but he just wait till the third lap. James is going to get tired.
Do you remember when Hunter started riding?
I remember when Hunter when he first was racing in like 85C on that CRF 150.
Oh, I'm talking before that. I'm talking the 50 days.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just thinking, I remember when he was racing, because I had just moved back here. 85C on a CRF 150. It was him and Chris Schroeder.
Okay.
Who was another kid that just went to Loretta's and B, kind of local. And I remember, like, he was getting good, but he was, and, man, he got a big bike and just went, that kid hauls ass.
I laugh where he comes from because when he started riding, his dad put him on, like, a KTM 50. Mm-hmm. And he rode that for a little while. And then next thing, he got, like, a little 50 or 90cc quad, and that was all he rode. He did not want to ride the dirt bike. And then he didn't want to race. Yeah. And then I remember at one point, right before he got off 50s, or maybe he was on 65, they took him to the SJO race at Kalamazoo Fair.
Yep.
And he did that, and I went and watched him do that. And then, like, after that, then all of a sudden he was, like, riding all the time. And then they got him that CRF 150, and he was like, he loved that thing.
Every weekend.
Loved that 150. And then, and then he gets on the 250F, and then it's just like, he didn't stop.
And now the 450, like, he hauls them out.
Dude,
and Fish is, like, totally different, where Fisher's just like, I want to ride. Like, he rides.
He just hangs.
And I feel like a lot of the times I see him out at the club, like, he'd rather ride the pit bike than his 85, like, for sure. He's just, give me the 110, like, whatever. Like,
dude, that's what he rips at my house all
but he's having
the
fun,
time
so who
with
gives a shit? And, like,
daughter, yep.
Matt and Joanne do it the right way. They're not out there, even with Hunter, they're not there like, you got to do this.
No.
They're like, have fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it should be. And that's what, we don't have anybody at BCMC that is, like, super heinous with their kids like that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody out there is just like, just race, have fun, ride, whatever. Like, we don't even care if you race.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way it needs to be everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
District shit is. And I'm friends with a lot of the 50 parents, and they know because I've said it to their faces. 50 parents are the bane of my existence. And a lot of Michigan 50 parents don't understand what they have. Most states don't run a mini track.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They run truncated version of the big track for kids.
Interesting.
So, like, Michigan runs mini tracks. And honestly, it hurts our mini riders when it comes to going to amateur nationals.
Yeah.
Because, like, our area qualifiers here, they'll run them on the mini track. When you go to regionals, it's the big track. When you go to Loretta's, you're riding the big track. So all these kids are used to these perfectly groomed little mini tracks. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do when you go to Loretta's? And you go to any other big race, Gatorback, Mini-O's. Like, come on.
That's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing that, like, at a local level, they run them on the big track, too. That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of other states don't even have mini tracks.
Weird.
But a lot of other states don't have 46 classes.
Really? So they don't run all the national classes then?
We don't run all the national classes. We have a lot of classes that are close to it, but we don't run all the national classes. And we also have, every track has track classes that aren't even district classes.
Yeah.
That they run to add on to the program. Like, I think D14 Moto has like 35 classes, maybe 36. But then you go to a track, and they've got Open D, and they've got Wobbler, and they've got 50 open non-points, and they've got, by the end of the day, you're at 40 to 42 classes.
Yeah.
So between the two tracks, you're running
80, I don't care about the 50
84 motos.
You can run all the 50 stuff you want because they're on the small track.
And they're still done, like, super early.
Yeah.
Like, super early.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I got into a while ago, or a few years ago, was, and I was telling Doug this last time he was in, I was going and doing the vintage days at Log Road and riding the GP class and just being like, all right, sweet. Like, did I get smoked? Yeah, because everybody else who showed up was way faster than me.
Libretto will ride the 30-plus GP. Like, thanks, bud.
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, sweet, dude. Like, I don't care. What do I want to do? I want to get a gate drop in and, like, be done by noon.
First time I ever got to race at Daytona Supercross was vintage days.
Okay.
On a modern bike.
Okay.
So you have Daytona Supercross and then Ricky Carmichael Amateur Supercross.
Yep.
After that's over, Jeff Stanton is like the Grand Marshal dude for the Daytona Vintage Days.
Okay.
So it's the very next day. It's like on Tuesday of that week.
All right.
They tame the track down even more because it's all vintage bikes.
Yep.
There's not a rut on the whole Daytona Supercross track.
Awesome.
But they have modern support classes. So you can go out there and ride like open modern support if you're on a 450 or 250 modern support.
That's cool.
We went down there for Day in the Dirt. Me and you ever heard of the Boyle Bunch? I'm sure you heard of the Boyle Bunch.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Boyle Bunch is guys, it's Michigan guys, Rodney, Fleischman, Gunnar Carroll, like we all went down there together to do Day in the Dirt. It was the year after, so the first year of Day in the Dirt, COVID canceled it.
Okay.
So we went down the next year for the first official one that actually got to run. But we went there early, rode the Florida tracks, and I was like looking it up while we're down there. I'm like, dude, we can race Daytona. And they're like, no. I'm like, dude, Vintage Days, there is an open support class. So we just showed up. There's like 19 people signed up in the class.
Get the fuck out.
We pull into a fucking NASCAR garage.
That's awesome.
Like, they just let us in, park wherever. Like, we pull in the NASCAR garage with the Sprinter vans, like, unload in the garage. We're right there. Like, you're still rolling in through the checkered flag shit, like, into Daytona.
Dude.
Full on, like, perfectly prepped, everything tamed down, like, Daytona Supercross track.
And there was 19 of you in that class.
19 in the open class.
Get out of here.
And then the next year, there was 40. Like, everybody heard about it.
Word got out.
Everybody heard about it, and we did it the next year. But that's another, like, I've been to events all over the place, and, like, the Day in the Dirt stuff is badass.
Is it?
Day in the Dirt down south was cool. I didn't go to down east, or out east, because I was up north. But I'm like, you know, they're doing them all over the place. They're doing down south. They got the original out west. Now they're doing out east. I'm like, it's time for a Day in the Dirt up north. Mm-hmm. Let's get one of these ski resorts up here to let us throw something together. But I was just in Cadillac yesterday, inspecting a half-mile flat track. That's the thing with the district stuff. Like, most people think district stuff is just moto. It's not. I'm every
How many
division.
flat tracks are in Michigan?
District-wise, there's only... They do Muskegon Motorcycle Club does a TT. They have Owasso and Lucky Thumb, they're all on the east side. Polka Dots has a short track. But, yeah, I mean, there's fairgrounds everywhere that have half-mile tracks. It's just it's just whether you go in there and get them or not. And that's what this Cadillac one, it's the fairgrounds.
Oh.
And they want to put some bikes on it. So we went up there to...
Is it a horse track?
Kind of.
So, like, what will that be like? Because I know a lot of the...
Well, used to... Well, so a lot of the fairgrounds stopped having bikes come because the horse people didn't want them there.
Yeah.
The horse people are all anal about it.
Yeah.
But I think the fairgrounds now are realizing the flat track division is starting to grow more, where it's getting back to that 150 to 180 entries.
See, now, you want to talk about something I'd be interested in doing? Flat track would be something that I would be like, okay, cool, I'll go try this. Let's go see what this is like.
So yesterday we were up there, we wanted to put some bikes on the track to see how the track would be. And it's been sitting for long enough without anything riding on it.
Yeah.
That it's hardened up really good.
Okay.
So you can throw some chloride down, it'll groove up really well. We had a couple guys out there yesterday, 100 mile an hour on the straightaway, 70 through the turn. It's a half mile.
Holy shit.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Gear those 450s upright and just Yeah, it's badass.
Interesting. That would be something I would try.
I went to a couple this year. That's another one that, like, Lucky Thumb Motorcycle Club, which is over in the Thumb, obviously.
Yeah.
They're super old, like, flat track club. And they're just short track. They have a short track, then they have a TT, which TT is like some turns, little jump.
Yeah.
Almost like Supermoto without the pavement.
Yep.
But it's a fucking riot over there. Like, all the bike clubs show up. I mean, tons of people show up because it's middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just to watch that. Like, it's something to do on a Friday and Saturday night. And we've got some legitimate flat track kids in Michigan. Most people don't know. But, you know, we've got some little kids that are like 4 or 5 time national champions already.
Oh, wow.
Like, legitimate flat track kids. Which Michigan actually has always been really big for flat track. Most people don't understand that, but they have. Like, really big.
It's kind of one of those things. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if there's
Which is
any
crazy.
money in it.
Yeah, because
like,
to me, I mean, there's the ATF Pro Flat Track Series and stuff,
Yeah.
but, like, to me, flat track is, like, the most grassroots form of, like, racing a motorcycle.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a fucking oval in a field. Mm-hmm. And those guys get wild with their steel shoe on, just
Oh, yeah.
sliding.
I actually just at the coatings thing was helping a guy redo a flat track bike for the museum. I don't know if it was for the AMA museum or not, but it was some old guy's. Was it the practice bike we did? So he had his race bike, practice bike, and maybe his backup bike too. All 3 of them.
Like a famous flat tracker?
Yeah. Hold on. Where'd my phone go?
I mean, because if it's a Michigan guy, you got like Scotty Parker was really good, Kevin Atherton, but there's just so many, like
Hold on, I
Jay
have a-
Springsteen. Like, there's a lot.
I have a picture of it here. Let me keep talking flat track or something.
Dude, like I said, it's grassroots. I love it. Like, and some of these kids, I mean, the teenage kids especially, like, they're on 450s, and they're coming out of turns like rubbing elbows with each other, just fully matted out, just pinned. And then backing into the corner, sliding fully, you know, it's just... We have a very healthy motorcycle scene in Michigan, just regardless. I mean, our off-road series, the Sprint Enduro series, the Hare Scramble series, like, they do... Hare Scramble's nuts. There'll be 400 or 500 bikes signed up.
That's
And
wild.
Just a sea of bikes sitting on a starting line waiting to go.
That's wild.
And the Sprint Enduro thing has gotten really, really big.
Of course, I'm not going to be able to find this now here. I'll have to find it after the show when we're not trying to film here. Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, so that bike right there. Did like the frame and some other small parts on it.
Oh, they had it out at Gilmore?
Yeah, but I can't remember the guy's name, the actual flat tracker itself.
Yeah.
But it's going to some museum. Is what Homeboy told me.
Yeah, that's a framer. Those are sweet.
It's super cool. He brought over the other day
Yeah.
when I was doing some other parts for him and showed me it. He had in back the truck. I was like, holy crap, that thing's cool.
They're so sweet.
So, what? Okay, so what is?
Yeah, we can dive into more.
We can talk.
We've been rambling.
That's okay. That's okay. This is what these off-season shows are, and I didn't really have anything lined up for what the hell we were going to talk about. So this is perfect.
Yeah, just any questions you got about Moto District, whatever, just have at it.
Okay, let's talk ice racing for a second.
Okay.
What is?
Last couple years have sucked.
Okay.
There's been no ice.
Well, if
there's
that's
no
the thing.
ice, we do an indoor one. They do an indoor one in Flint every year.
Okay.
But when there's no ice, I mean, you can get guys that'll go out and, ride on lakes.
Yeah.
Because there's some stuff to ride. But most of the places that they do ice races, the pits are on the lake.
Interesting.
There's not room for everybody to pull up with their rigs and stuff around the lake. So they park on the ice. So if there's not at least a certain amount of ice, they just can't even do it. And our winters the last few years have just sucked. There hasn't.
I'm not going to say suck.
Sucked for ice racing.
Yes.
Like, nothing's been freezing.
Yeah. So okay, so they only do one indoor thing then.
Yeah, riding on the ice is fun as shit. Have you ever done it?
No.
Oh my god, dude! You want to talk about, like, if you get it right with the right tires, it is just
Wide open everywhere.
through corners and everything. They just don't slide. It's just
Interesting.
ice riding is sweet.
That's interesting to me. They only do one indoor though, because there's so many ice rinks around here. But I guess they probably
So
don't want them.
the Flint ice race is something that they've done every year. It there's a club that does it up there. It's an annual thing. Like, it's every year the same weekend as like the D14 sanction meeting. Like, it's happened for years. But yeah, I mean, they used to do them at Wing Stadium.
Yep, I remember that. I went there one time.
So I don't know why no one has.
They used to do arena cross at Wing Stadium too. But we
Kellogg
don't do
Arena
that.
too.
Yeah. but
SJO came to Kellogg Arena before.
So have you ever dealt with the guy that does, what is it, the M&R Productions?
MXR.
Yes.
Adam Martin.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about him?
No.
Okay. I went to one of those.
Yeah. His Faircross stuff.
Yeah, I went to one down at, where was it? Amish country down
LaGrange. There. Or Shipshawana.
Shipshawana. Yes.
Yeah.
I went to Shipshawana one.
Country.
Yeah.
As soon as you cross the border, dude. It's
dude,
Amish.
bro. I mean, I just
well, really, as soon as you get to like St. Joseph County, it's Amish country.
I just remember driving down there and being like, "Yep, we're in full blown Amishville because there are no lights on any of these houses."
Yeah, another one, like they struggle for numbers. It seems like we don't really. There's not a ton of people like.
My thing is like I follow him on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Or the thing, because it's one of those things I like. We talked about this prior. I like the tight technical stuff,
Yeah.
so I'm always one of those like.
But it's probably not promoted very well.
Yeah, that I'm just like, I feel like if it's just promoted a little bit better, like.
That's one of the biggest issues everybody has.
Because like he's putting a series together.
Yeah.
Like.
He goes to a lot of different fairs.
Yeah,
but like it's not promoted well. Whereas like SJO is really good at promoting all their stuff. The Faircross series here in Michigan, like they're really good at promoting it.
Yeah. But it's another one too. Who was I talking to the other day? Because so as I said, I'm really into the Supercross thing. I have plans drawn out to build, I think it's like 100 by 150, call it amateur Supercross track at my house. We're gonna tame everything down. We're gonna do small whoops and like I'll build up. It's my track, right?
Yeah.
It's for me to learn and then build up. And then my end goal with it is I want to be able to go back to Kev's house and ride laps proficiently.
Yeah.
Not
just
sections. 4-4.
Not just sections.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't need a 4-4.
Yeah.
Can I double all the way through the long rhythms? Can I jump the finish line, jump in the
like I said,
triple?
most people don't grow up racing Supercross.
No. But it's like, that's what I would like to be able to do. Because I was having this discussion with somebody the other day of like, look, when I went there and I rolled around, it was hell. But I feel like it was hell because I'm not even doing anything. I'm literally rolling these steep ass jumps and like
it's a lot easier if you jump
flow, okay, cool. So that's my goal.
Nobody
is to build
rides
to that
Supercross.
point.
And even like the SJO stuff, they do really well with their fair Supercrosses, but like it's not really a Supercross. It's like
and the thing is like do they build their own tracks or do they subcontract it to?
No, as far as I know, they come in. They're on the dozers themselves.
Okay,
like they take the stuff in, they build them, and then they tear them back down.
Because that was something I can't remember who I was talking to about this the other day about like, man, a lot of problems with these small races like that is they subcontract it to some sort of construction company.
And with Adam, I don't know if he's building them or not. I know with SJO, Mark and Matt Powers, which they owned Big Air for years.
Okay.
Big Air MX.
Yep.
And they own SJO.
Okay.
So like they'll build them and they're good. That's why their tracks are usually better than everybody else's.
Okay.
But that's an untapped thing, I feel like, around here. I feel like if someone, because you don't need near as much space for a Supercross track as you do an outdoor motocross track.
No.
I think if somebody built a legit amateur Supercross track, it would bring a lot of people in.
I think so too.
A lot of people.
I was having this conversation with Doug. If you did a series, do you remember in 2018, Redbud did like that Hot Summer Night series or whatever?
With just the night track.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I went and raced that once because I'd never rode the night track before. Because doing the night track at the National, I'm like, this is
wild as shit. Hillbilly shit show.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't need to be involved with that. But I always wanted to ride it because I was like, this is cool. It's tighter. It's a little bit more technical. Like I'm in on this. And so I went and did one of those. And it was fucking awesome because it's like, you got there at 4, you ran practice at 5, and by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I was done.
And that's like Moreland's.
Yeah. Doug told me to go there and ride.
Grant is that like Moreland, they're not District 14, not AMA, whatever. Grant does his own series. I don't give a shit about that. Grant does an amazing fucking thing up there.
Okay.
That track is, he does everything himself. That's his business. And most people don't understand that Grant Moreland was legitimately one of the fastest fucking kids to come out of Michigan ever when he was younger.
Interesting.
He's a factory Suzuki mini bike rider. Like, Grant was legit.
That's awesome.
Still fast as fuck on a bike. But what he does up there, it's his own series. It's Moreland Supercross. Like, he's got it in a fucking 10-acre spot.
Yeah.
And that's it. Everybody pulls in, parks around it. They'll use Valley stuff next door because they're right next door to Valley MX.
Okay.
Which used to be Moreland's.
Yep.
And we get fucking 400 or 500 guys in there on a race night.
Seeing that to me, I think it's great.
Yep. 10 rounds, and they do a big banquet at the end of the year. And everybody that races with them is very dedicated to them. They're there for Stroker. Stroker's one of those guys that goes there all the time.
I've seen that with some people that they're friends with me on Facebook. They might follow me through the show. I don't know who the fuck they are, but they go there, and I see it, and they're there all the time.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys, like, he's smart with it. He's open 7 days a week. Come in, pay your money, and ride. Like,
that track's open 7 days a week?
He's open. He is
Holy
open.
shit.
You can come in there, pay your money, and ride.
Every night?
It's open.
Wow.
And then he does his 10 race series throughout the summer.
Interesting.
And he does really cool, like, awards and stuff. Like, he's a good dude. And they do. And he's one of those guys that, like, he doesn't need to join AMA or join the district. He's got a great thing going.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
is he making money? Do you think he's making money?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You don't need to be district. You don't need to be AMA. Have fun. Mm-hmm. I think what he does is fantastic.
Interesting. Are there any indoor tracks in Michigan anymore?
Nope.
That's a weird thing.
You got Ram Jam in Ohio.
I've wanted to go there for years, just to try. There's a lot of these indoor ones that are close that I'm like, I want to go try them.
We used to have Zealand MX. It was up, towards Grand Rapids, Holland area, Zealand, and then Pro Source, which was over in Tecumseh, towards that east way.
Yeah.
Pro Source was big, so the track wasn't that big. It was just in a fucking pole barn.
Yeah.
But Cole can tell you about Pro Source was the thing back in the day. Like in the wintertime, it was Pro Source Suzuki, so they were a big Suzuki dealership. One of these days, you'll have to research Pro Source Suzuki. It was some big big federal IRS crazy shit, but everybody raced there back in the day.
Interesting.
And it was packed. You pull in there on a Saturday, packed.
I'm amazed we don't have.
I think the big thing now is ventilation stuff and shit like that, which is, as much as I hate to say it, where those electric bikes come in. Mm-hmm. I actually was listening to a show the other day. It was the Colby Raha show on Whiskey Throttle.
Yep.
And he said his dream out in Cali was to open like a K1 Speed for electric dirt bikes.
I mean,
build a fucking track.
Yeah.
An indoor track and let people come and rent Starks.
Yep. I mean, that is one of the
no
areas.
Emissions.
Yeah. That kind of shit's going to be imperative for. And I'm so far out on electric cars, it's ridiculous. Like, fuck you, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
However, when you get into this power sports side of things,
it's cool.
And like people,
you see the new KTM?
No, I haven't.
KTM has a new electric bike.
Which one?
And it's an off-road style bike, like a hare scramble type.
Okay.
And I was just talking to one of the guys at the club today, and he goes, "Oh, you can change the batteries out, like quick. It's like quick change."
So I saw that with their 85.
Like you can literally go in, do a pit, pull the battery, put like.
So I saw that with their 85, where they were doing that. Somebody was showing, because they haven't released their 85 yet, right?
No, they're not even a 65. It's just the 50 so far.
So I saw a video leaked of their development of their 85, and you come in and it's like a quick detached seat, and then it's literally like this battery pack you just yank out of there, you put a new one in, and boom, you're off. So that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, there was a whole video of like dude riding it through the woods and shit, and I was like,
and these fucking guys are out there. They're like, well, you only get like 25 or 30 minutes. When was the last time you rode 25 or 30 minute fucking
you can't
moto?
Even ride 25 minutes
before you fucking put it back on the stand and sat around for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Like, fuck off with that stuff.
Yeah.
You want to know how much I need to ride? Like 15 minutes, bro. And then
anybody
I'm cool.
rides for 15 minutes solid, you're gonna be a little bit tired.
Dude, all summer on my turn track, when I would go out and ride, I'd make it to like 15, 16 minutes. My arm would fall asleep here from the... Not arm pump. It just fall asleep, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta
think
stop.
like, I've been riding for an hour. And then you look at your watch, and you're like, no.
16 minutes. Shit. I rode the other day. I rode for 13 minutes. I stopped for 2 minutes because one of the kids tipped over, made sure they were okay, and then rode for another 20, and my arm didn't fall asleep. And I looked down. I was like, holy shit, we just did like 33 minutes basically all at once. This is crazy.
Yeah, I think the e-bike thing, like, I'm not... do I ever want to go to a Supercross and just listen to e-bikes? No.
No. I did RC cars back in the day. I
but
don't
I
need
think
to hear
there's
that.
a place for them.
I do too.
I think there's a place for them. I think that, like I said, that K1 speed idea thing, like an indoor place with just e-bikes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, you could open an indoor bike park and just have people rent fucking Surons and shit because kids ride the shit out of those. And like, I think that's a big thing where like even the Stark and the Altas and stuff like where they could have really come in is that like urban free ride thing.
Mm-hmm.
And guys were doing it for a little bit. Like you know, Josh Hill was like a big forefront guy on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's
one of those things you're going to be able to have even outdoor tracks.
And the
everywhere.
AMA has no disposition on big e-bikes right now. They'll allow the smaller ones, but right now, like the AMA stance is, no, the e-bikes, they don't know what to do with them yet. And I'm like, you're gonna have to figure it out because it's coming.
But they won't until. So this is where I'm curious.
Until enough people are riding them.
Well, until one of the big four releases it. When when Honda releases theirs, which here's the other thing. So Honda's obviously forefront of this right now, right? With as far as we'll call it the Jap manufacturers.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll release it before the other ones, or do you think they're in negotiations with the other ones so they're all going to release in a similar, like maybe Honda goes first by 6 months or something because they've put it out there already?
I mean, the way business usually works, you would think they're just going to release it and say, fuck what the other guys think.
But don't you think we'd have heard when the release date is here with them
honestly
racing it publicly already?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're trying to get it as good as possible.
I mean, I've been waiting for it since the one showed up at the Japanese motorcycle show in 2019. When I saw that, I went, first off, man, I'm hard. And second off, I went, you know what? As soon as that comes out, we're going to just go put a deposit on it and see what it's all about.
I rode an Alta.
Okay.
And it was fun. It's weird. It's weird to not hear the engine. Mm-hmm. You hear so much chain slap. Like just so much chain noise.
The Starks are cool, but I don't want to get one.
No, but the instant like zzz is
like my thing
something to get used to.
My thing is I'm
you
worried
find
about
yourself reaching for the clutch a lot. It's just not there. Like
I'm worried about running into the Alta situation with the Stark. That's part of the reason why I'm like I don't really want to get a Stark because something happens, that company goes under. We're like if Honda or Yamaha or when Kawasaki or them come out, they're not going to go under. No. You're going to be able to get parts forever for
I'd
them.
rather see all the manufacturers make a 350 than an e-bike. But that's just me.
My other thing too is everybody's super scared that like it's going to replace all this.
No.
And my argument with that is if that was going to happen, you wouldn't have a Formula 1 series and a Formula E series.
Exactly. It's not going to go away. Engines aren't going to stop.
No.
Like it's not.
You're going to have gas-powered engines.
Yeah.
Now, might we see 350s or something to be more green, we'll call it? Yes. I think that'll happen.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen it too. Like a lot of pro riders and ex-pro riders say like a 450 is too much for Supercross.
100%.
Like they're like 350 should be like that should have been a thing that everybody's been pushing.
The bikes grew and the stadiums did not.
They did not. And the tracks just get more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at
no, they're getting easier. Where you cut out dragons' backs and whoop sections. It's fine. Yeah.
But you look at like Supercross tracks from like 1992 when it's like flatland, like those were more difficult. Like,
they do look sketchier back in the day. I will say, yes,
backyardish,
yes, very back with the hay bales and the banners.
It's like somebody went out there in the hills with a shovel and just was like, jump it.
Now, with that being said, I wish we could do something about the fucking tough blocks, dude. There needs to be. You look at Paris Supercross. Why can't we do that? What's the fucking issue here? That's what I've been trying to... Because there's enough guys now that are like, this is stupid.
Well, tough blocks will kick your ass if you get anywhere near
They're dangerous.
Yeah, they are.
They're dangerous. Plain and simple. They'll reach up and grab you, and they'll bring you to the ground if you're not careful.
They will.
And then they'll end up in the track, and the dudes aren't paying attention. Next thing you jump on one, that's going to take you down.
Do you know why nothing will ever be done about tough blocks?
Cost too much money?
No.
Okay.
Look at all that advertisement on the track.
But look at the advertisement you could do on those Paris ones. That's a longer banner. I mean, I understand. I'm not saying we don't need anything between the lanes.
I'm just
That's
saying,
not what I'm saying.
That is so much advertisement.
You know, there's a few ways, and I've ranted about this before, that we could create some more advertising dollars without selling tough blocks. Bro, you could make those nets a whole lot different, and that's a huge billboard in every fucking corner, because then we could have a bowl corner in every fucking corner instead of flat corners.
Yeah, and we've had plenty of bowl corners where guys have ended up in the nets.
Yeah.
But it stops them from going anywhere else.
Look,
I know.
There's just, there's things I wish they would do or look at.
But the thing is like, even as car racing's been around a lot longer. Let's just be honest. as a not just as a motorsport, but as a professional sport in general, we're still like. I look at motocross a lot of times, well, just dirt bike racing in general, as like in relation to like America, as like in relation to countries and the rest of the world. We are still like really in our infancy when you start adding up like the years that other countries have been around.
Yeah.
And motocross is the same way. Racing dirt bikes in general, compared to other professional sports and even other motorsports like car racing.
Yeah.
We're still in our infancy.
I guess that's true. Like, you go back to NASCAR. NASCAR started, what, the 40s?
Shit, before that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they've been racing, you know, I mean, they're twice as long as us at least. At least.
Yeah.
And, you know, really, like, legitimate dirt bike racing is 70s,
Yeah.
late 60s, 70s.
They call it the early 70s, but it's a little sketchy as to how everything was put
It
together.
was real sketchy back then. I mean, motocross didn't really start getting, like, even GPs and stuff, like, getting super popular until, like, mid to late 70s. I mean, DeCoster and those guys in the early 70s, but, like, we're still very much...
It was a loose term back then.
Yeah,
let's
we're
put it
still
that
very
way.
much... I mean, there were some great riders back then, but, like, Joel Robert used to roll up to the line with a cigarette in his mouth. Like, it wasn't the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not... It's different.
This
and
is
so
true.
we're still very much in infancy.
This is true.
But we're, you know, we're very much in infancy, but we're very much... We have a couple governing bodies that do everything, and
Yeah.
there needs to be some more parity.
Do you... Okay, what do you think about this World Supercross thing? And now, mind you,
There's
Ownership
nothing world about it.
ownership has changed hands.
I know. There's nothing world about it. What's world about it? I mean, really.
They go to all these different countries. So.
When?
Well, I mean, they're going to be in Canada,
Oh, yeah, okay. So still on the same continent as us.
then Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
and then Australia. So we're going to 3 continents.
Yeah. But Australia's had their own Supercross thing forever.
I'm interested to see what...
Well, I think we need to tap into that Middle Eastern money more. Don't get me wrong. Like the Abu Dhabi thing, like, have at it.
Well, there was somebody I was talking to the other day about the GP stuff, and I was explaining to them, I'm like, you got to understand that the MXGP series, because they were talking about the flyaway races, like Indonesia and stuff like that, and they're like, dude, there's like 14 guys on the line. I'm like, you have to understand, that whole race is financed by the government there,
Yeah.
which I think is what the
bring
World
fans in.
Supercross
Yeah.
will try to do.
Just like when GP, I don't think they still do. They used to go to Qatar
Yeah.
every year.
Yep.
They don't think they do anymore. Because that was a straight up just a beach track. It was
Yeah.
like riding the Weston beach race.
Yeah. So I think I don't know. I'm really interested now that World Supercross has changed hands. I had high hopes when it came out. Then obviously things were kind of a little weird.
Yeah.
And now I don't have high hopes, but I'm just interested to watch how this is going to,
Yeah, I
because I
think
feel
that-
like they're slow rolling this more.
I think the scoring system obviously is weird as shit.
Yeah.
Because, like, how does Deegan win? And I'm not a Deegan fan, but, like, how does Deegan win almost every moto and still, like, it comes down to the
we're
last...
back. Oh, sorry. Now we're back to
Yeah.
Super Motocross.
Oh, yeah.
we
But,
were on World. It's okay. We go to
yeah,
Super
but it's the same
Motocross.
type of thing. Like,
yeah.
you know, but I'm just saying, like, how does he win the...
Win
almost,
5 races and then still almost
Still got to go
lose.
down to the last moto.
Yeah.
Like, what? No.
That's just a short series thing, though, I think.
Yeah. But no, so, like, the World Supercross thing, like, I saw they're going to, what, it's in Canada next week?
Yeah, it's Vancouver. And then, like I said,
Eli's going to race it.
they got to pay. He's got to be on $2 million to ride that.
He's got to be
series.
getting start money.
It's got to be $2 million.
Yeah, he's got to be getting start money, which is the way it used to be for, like, Bercy and all that stuff.
Well, that's the way it still is.
Yeah, they would say that. Well, it used to be like huge amounts of start money.
Oh, it still is.
Really?
And this is something.
That's why all those guys did those off-season races back in the day, because they're like, we only had $30,000 contracts, so they're going to pay us $30,000 to come over here.
This is what the promoters don't seem to understand. Okay, and somebody put this out in some other show, so I can't take full credit for this, but this is the best way I've ever heard it explained. The promoters look at these guys doing these off-season races, and they go, "We can do more races. You guys want to race more?" When they go to LA Coliseum for an SMX race, they're flying back of the plane, only the per diem from the team. They got to rent a car, whatever.
And it's part of their team contract.
They're Joe fucking Blow, right?
Yeah, and they're only getting more money if they win a bonus.
When they go to Bercy, they're flying them, their kids, their wife.
First fucking class.
First class lay flat. Mm-hmm. They're getting $50K start money to just to fucking show up.
Yeah, plus purse money.
They show up to the airport. There's a car waiting for them. They're staying in the best hotels. If they want to go anywhere, they have people that are like, cool, yeah, we can get you there, no problem.
Because those promoters know that they're going to make so much more just off that guy being there.
And that's why those guys want to do those off-season races.
Absolutely.
Like, what do you think Jett and Hunter's reception's going to be like when they go to Australia? And then you can't figure out why Jett's sitting there in SMX saying, like, yeah, the season's too long and this sucks. They don't want to go stand in the field. They don't want to go They don't want to go to Unadilla.
No.
That's the middle of fucking nowhere. It's 45 minutes from the nearest hotel to even get to that fucking track.
It's a cool ass track, though.
I know. Somebody was like, you got to go. I was like, you won't catch me there. I am a supercross guy through and through because I just, like... And this is what I was saying I started talking about earlier with my website guy. The amount of access we have with watching stuff on TV compared to standing out there. Because, like, okay, Redbud's a prime example. I love Redbud. It's an hour from my house.
Yeah.
However,
you
to
can
go
see this
stand
much.
in that field, and watch 3 straightaways, and then... Yeah, there's Jumbotrons, but in order for me to see the Jumbotron, I got to be standing in the middle of the blistering sun in the middle of a million people.
You got to get up in the tower.
I don't have that access, okay? Like, me and Amy, I don't even know Amy. She doesn't call. She probably doesn't like me also. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, but to do that, and then I have to come home and watch the race to see what the fuck happened. Literally this year, I kid you not.
Because I was down at T1. I don't know what happened at Larocco's. Like,
dude, I kid you not. This year, I'm standing. So I was in the pits on the fence. So in the pro pits on the fence by the ski jump, right?
Yeah.
We sat there and watched most of the day. The second moto or was it the first moto? Came down the line with Deegan. There was a star guy there with a headset. I can't see once he goes up and over the crossover tabletop there under the flag.
Yeah.
So I asked the star guy, because I can hear the crowd going crazy. So something happened. I asked the star guy, I go, what happened? I don't know. You have a fucking headset, bro. Help me out. Like, I'm trying to figure this out.
Some of them are dicks.
So now I got to go home and watch this, because, like, I don't have a fucking clue what the fuck happened. I can tell you what happened from ski jump all the way till you go over fucking T2, but the rest of it I can't tell. And I sweated my balls off all day, and you wonder why I'm like, yeah, dude, for nationals, I'll just stay home. That's why I like Supercross so much. Yeah. I can set second level. And tickets are cheap as shit. See the whole fucking race. Yeah. Start to finish. Watch anybody I want to.
And only have to deal with minimal drunk idiots sitting close to you.
100%. I might be that drunk idiot for part of it. Just depends.
Yeah.
Like one year at Indy, COVID cross, that year they did the 3.
Yeah.
Bro, the one race I sat second level, I kid you not, I was in the... I didn't even realize that these were the tickets I booked. I'm going to sound like an asshole now. I was in the fucking handicap row with the padded chairs or whatever. It was awesome. And don't get me wrong, there was nobody else there. So, like, it didn't matter. But, like, 3 steps this way was the beverage cart. Sick. You want to know what I did the whole time?
Getting fucked up.
Fuck yeah, because I didn't have to wear that fucking diaper on my face when I was drinking. So I popcorn
You're like,
in
I'm
that.
just going to drink nonstop.
Bro, I learned the trick the first race, which was like, if you had a bucket of popcorn in your lap and you're drinking your other hand, they didn't say shit to you about that fucking diaper. And I was like, this is perfect.
God.
So that's why I like Supercross so much. Number one, I like being in the city. Yeah. It's like Crawfordsville. I love Crawfordsville. Okay? Why? I stay at the hotel in Crawfordsville. I go to Applebee's to fucking eat. Like, you want to catch me at the Crawfordsville race and you don't see me at the track, go to Applebee's after the race or Friday evening for dinner. I'll be there. Guaranteed. No questions asked. I'm getting my Mott sticks. I'm getting a couple bevies.
But most other places are middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, and it's not 5 minutes from the track. Even Redbud, it's like you go 20 minutes down the road and you're in Niles, but there's not really much in Niles.
You got to go eat at the bar at Berrien Springs. It's a lot better.
Well, you know, look, dude, I just drive back and forth, all right? For an hour. We were going to camp this year. Budget didn't allow it.
Right where you get off 31 there at Snow Road. Like, right where you get off. If you just take a left instead, it's like a mile into Berrien Springs, and they got a killer bar, killer food. It's 4 miles from the track. You got to ask questions. You got to learn this stuff.
Brother, I'm a creature of habit, okay? That's why I can tell people, literally, Crawfordsville next year, middle of August, not even the end.
Like,
you can catch me at Applebee's, bro. Getting my Mott sticks, my burger, and having a couple of bevies.
I mean, I think that's gonna be a cool destinations. I mean, I like it being here. Glad it's not somewhere out west.
I just don't even know where else they'd put them anymore. Like, the Crawfordsville one doesn't really surprise me.
No, Unadilla's had it. Bud's Creek's had it.
I don't think it'll go back to Dilla. I don't think it'll go back to Bud's because Bud's like almost went bankrupt from what I understand the last time they had it in 07.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure how that happens, but okay.
We were getting right close to that recession point.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
08 was like the recession. So I think it was just getting to that point where it was getting close to recession point and still close enough to like 9/11 where shit was just fucking weird. Yeah, trying to think of like where else they would have it. Like I feel like it's just going to go back and forth between Red Bud and Iron Man for the next 20 years. If it's going to be in America.
Think they ever have one at High Point?
No.
My big worry
they
about...
They just had that Day in the Dirt thing there, and there was a bunch of people, but and I mean, I think no.
My big worry about Iron Man is it's October.
Oh, it's going to be a mud fest. And we don't ride good in the mud. The Euros kick our ass in the mud.
I mean... I'll be honest, after doing the 2 Red Bud mud designations there, so as soon as they announced Iron Man, I went to try to book a hotel. The bookings don't go out that far yet, so I haven't booked that. However, I will as soon as I can, but I'll be real honest with you. We get down the end there, and it's fucking looking like it's going to rain. I'll cancel and I won't go. Yeah. Because to me, it's just not, I don't need to do that. It's not that serious to me.
We don't ride good in the mud as a country.
There's nothing cool for me to go stand in the mud all day and watch that.
But like I said, that comes back to the amateur stuff. Like, we don't ride good in the mud as a country. And why do we not ride in the mud as a country?
Because we don't ride in the mud.
Well, because everybody wants perfectly prepped tracks.
Yeah.
You know how many people I deal with on a regular basis at a track? It's like, I see people like say stuff online about like they need to prep tracks more during the race day. What? Do you want to be there till fucking midnight? Like, that is why GP riders came over here the first time to Red Bud and beat the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Because they ride shit every day, all day. Nobody preps tracks in Europe.
Well, there might have been several thousand yards of sand put in that track too, which, I mean, there wasn't.
But I'm just saying.
There was no sand
but
in that track.
They ride shit every day.
Oh, yeah.
They prep their track at the start of the season and don't fucking touch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the Hurlings videos and like Coldenhoff, like they ride shit.
Dude.
Stuff that guys here wouldn't even look. They'd be like, no.
Did you see the DeWolf Supercross video the other day?
Not even unloading.
Like DeWolf Supercross video was a goat trail, was a Supercross track they built 15 years ago. And now there was a goat trail down the middle of it because some kid rides it every day over there, wherever it was.
It's like that track over at the intersection outside of Climax.
Yeah.
At 43rd. Shit. Like, there's a track there.
Yep.
By Cole's house.
Yep. There's a track, but it's not really.
No.
It's
or there's one north of Battle Creek, just as you got a Penfield on 66. There's like a dope ass track, wide takeoffs, killer. When they were building it, Cole and I were like, "What the fuck?" And it looks like it's been ridden on once in the last 3 years, right off the highway.
Well, it's like that fucking dude that built that one over here down by Vicksburg. Do you remember that?
Yeah, who was that?
Shit, I can't remember his name.
I can't either. I remember when they built it and then they like shut it down. Like, everybody was all pissed about it.
Yeah, there was a huge thing because Schoolcraft. Well, that's because they built it and it like literally almost butted up to the neighbors' houses in their backyards, and then that they were old people throwing a fit, and then they lived there for I don't know, like 5 years or less.
Yeah,
and then that was it. Game over. Like
I'm
they
trying
just
to remember
moved
what
out.
their name was because like
I
they were
can't think
all
of it
like
either.
big in GLMX for a little while and they just stopped.
Yeah, Homeboy came in, but then I heard that was something that they kind of did is they would move around and they'd throw their weight around a little bit, even though they didn't really have any weight, and then just leave. And like that track was, dude, the rumors flying around when they built that was insane. There was like people like, yeah, they're building a national track in Vicksburg, and I'm like, what?
One of the sickest tracks in Michigan you can't even ride on.
Where is it?
Up north by Traverse City.
Oh, okay.
Drumlin Hills.
Oh, okay.
So they had Dream Tracks come in and build it like years ago, and it was gonna be a facility. It was gonna be races. We held a couple sprint enduros there. Never could get anything else. The township shut it down. Dope fucking track. Look up Drumlin Hills MX sometime on YouTube. Some of the helmet cam. I mean, it is up and down the hills like big booters, like just
crazy.
You ever rode at Geiger's?
No.
Oh man.
There's some of these people like in tracks like that like I've heard of.
Geigerland,
and they might know who I am.
Geigerland is like the,
but they're not reaching out, giving me an invite.
Geigerland is the hidden gem. I mean, that's invite only, anyways. But like hidden gem.
I
like,
watched a helmet cam from that actually this morning.
Heckman.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit. I don't even know if I want to ride that because like that may be above my level there. Like some of those jumps are fucking huge.
Yeah, probably like 6-7 years ago, we had like a private day out there. There was just like 5 of us, and it was just
fucking crazy.
It was awesome.
That is a great. And like, what do they do? Is that just training, or is it's just literally a private track?
That's his
but they
backyard
just
track.
Keep that nice.
That's his backyard track.
That is.
It's been there forever.
Wow.
Plessinger used to ride there back in the day. Like, dude,
really?
That's cool. You could go to Geiger's like the week or two before Redbud, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and there'd just be a ton of people there.
That's cool.
But that's back when Jeff was working for Honda, and so like everybody'd be up here with him before.
Yeah.
You used to be able to go to Log Road, and they do like a halftime Log Road Extreme Moto, like in the early 2000s.
Okay.
It'd be like Jason Thomas.
That's cool.
Nick Way, Randy Valet, the Alessi brothers came over there and raced. Like, were those guys hucking shit on Super Minis and 85s? Just.
I remember
and then Jeff was up here for a little bit years back, like trying to do schools at Log Road. I don't know what the fuck he was doing here, but before he died or whatever, he was up here trying to do motocross schools.
Interesting. I remember back right before Sexton went pro, when he was on the Geico bike there. People were talking about when he came to Log Road for that qualifier.
And Conrad Holshot him.
Yeah, but then he was doing on off on that tabletop
when it
or
used
whatever.
To go, when it went the other way.
Yeah.
So you take and you like jump the sky shot thing downhill and do that bowl, and it came out and it was like table. Yeah, and he was hucking the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
There was 2 people that did it that day. It was him and Randy Woodring. And Randy Woodring was like vet class 30 plus at that point, and he was doing it too.
When they told me he was doing that, I think I went there like a few weeks later
in
for
the mud.
A race. Yeah, and I like went there and I like rolled that and I went, I don't even understand how the fuck this is possible.
He was railing that corner so hard, just
gnarly shit. Have you been to that Ride Now training facility? Which is ironic because that's my last name also.
No, I haven't.
Because somebody asked me a while ago.
Are you involved with that?
Are you involved with that? I'm like, nope, that's not my track. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I've never been there.
I haven't either. I've heard that's pretty cool too.
There used to be one down in like Middlebury area called Homestead MX. We used to go to every once in a while. It's closed down. No, I mean I'm a club guy, so I can just go out there whenever I want.
Yeah. So ironic too. Do you know Noah Schuring?
Mm-hmm.
So his grandparents live not too far from here, right? Mm-hmm. So one time I'm flying back from Florida during the day, and we're coming in on the airplane. I look over, I go, that looks like a supercross track. And I knew there was another track at a house right next to that, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden I see that. I'm like, that is not the same track. What the fuck? So I go for a jog.
Yeah, let's go figure out where this is.
So I jog over there and I walk back in this cornfield and I'm like, holy shit. And then it took some digging to figure out whose it was because nobody seemed to know. Then finally they were like, oh yeah, it's Noah Schuring. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then I messaged him and I was talking to him and now I know him and his dad and everything. And then I went out there earlier in the year and I would never say anything, right? I would just be out cycling and I would just ride back there and check it out, whatever, and leave. And I'd seen that he was working on it. I was like, oh, that's cool. So I messaged him. I'm like, oh, you're working on it? He's like, yeah. He's like, go check it out, man. I almost got it done now. So then I am cycling, and this must have been maybe June-ish or something. And I go out there and I turn around and here's this side-by-side just beelining for me. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And it's his grandpa, and he comes up, and of course I'm like, all right, cool, just de-escalate, right? Because he thinks I'm trespassing or whatever, which I was, kind of. But I talked to Noah, and he was like, check it. And I was like, hey, man, how's it going? He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm friends with Noah, and I was just checking it out, whatever. And he was real upset for a few minutes there. And then I kind of de-escalate. He's like, oh, so you're not out here trying to hunt or something? I was like, oh, no, man. I'm a dirt biker, and I was just checking this out. Like I said, I know Noah or whatever. I got all de-escalated, and he's like, well, next time, just stop at the house and say hi first. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So I texted Noah, I'm like, hey, so I met your grandpa. He was not a fan at first. He's just laughing at me. He's like, yeah, I bet he was. So, but dude, craziest thing that 5 minutes from here, there's just a random supercross track in the middle of this cornfield.
Well, I mean, it's just like Bucks.
Oh yeah,
the golf course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Bucks has got a lot of notoriety. People don't like understand that. It's people are like, man, that Bucks place, and I'm like, it's right over here. Like it's fucking Portage. Like,
when the Latvia team showed up for the Desnations practice, that was fucking killer. Absolutely killer.
Yeah,
that was when I had Kev out for that, and Coach Rob came out for Buck Bash that year too. They were like, "This is nuts! Like this is one of the top." Even Coach, who's been all over the world
everywhere.
and seen everything, was like, "This is like one of the best backyard tracks I've ever seen."
well,
in
it's
my
even
life.
like I said, like Martin, like Verb did their ride day. Like
Dude, Martin's sick too.
and it's people sleep on it. It's like Michigan is so strong in everything.
Freaking what's his nuts there? Oh crap, who's the guy that AJ?
Catanzaro.
Yeah,
Moto Academy.
Yeah, said that Martin was like one of the best practice tracks he'd ever been to.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I mean, look, dude, Geico went there to fucking practice for Desnations.
Yep.
To have Hunter practice for Desnations. Like, that's how good that place is. I like that place a lot. I don't go there because it's one of those that's like just far enough away that it's like
not a
bit
quick drive.
Yeah.
It's like 45 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like I love the track, but man, it's just a little bit farther. It's so hard to anymore.
And you get those pro practice track riders there.
Yeah. Dude, you want to know the crazy thing? Right, so I'm a shitty C-Class rider. Old guy, right? Let's call it proficient. I can get around track, but it's just not fast. But, so Ziegler opens their track, right?
The Dust Bowl.
The first couple of years were fun. Or, well, the first year was really fun. But because it was so close, I went so much the first couple of years, I would ride A-B practice there and not be the slowest guy.
Knew the track.
And I was just like, I don't even know how this is possible. I mean, I do, because like I said, I just rode there all the time.
Yeah.
And it was, I love that track because the way it's built, it's very safe.
Yeah, it is.
And so for me, being an old guy, much like yourself, who's like, I need to go to work on Monday, I like that.
Yeah.
It's like Martin. Like, Martin's very safe, too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wild there.
No.
I mean, I almost smoked a fence there once.
No, but the jumps are faced right.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get rutted takeoffs. Like, the ruts are in the corners.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. And there's nothing like a crazy gap that you're going to hit, that you're going to come up short and break something really bad or whatever. So I like that. I do wish they track prepped it a little bit better because I would go there
Ziegler?
all the time. Yeah. But, I mean, I haven't been there in like 2 or 3 years now. But...
yeah, well, the guy that runs that place now, Ziegler, that runs the track.
Yes.
The track part of it. He likes to go to district races and piss and moan about tracks. About what the tracks are doing wrong.
I mean, we probably should not do that because we should just look internally.
Exactly. And I've said that to him. Like, it's a dust bowl. Like,
you want to know what's hilarious is the management there hates me so bad that I actually offered to help with the track the first couple of years.
They were like...
they did not respond, which doesn't surprise me.
I feel like when Pete was doing it, it was pretty good.
The problem Pete ran into is they ran out of water that year. That was the year it started to get dry, and they ran out of water. Because I went several times that year, and the last time that I went was, you know how you go into the back and there's like the rollers, and then you do that left-hander, right-hander, and then there's that weird kind of like big-ass double into a tight corner.
Kind of strange.
So when I came through that kind of weird right-hander into the face of that, because it was so dry and they hadn't been able to prep it properly all the time, there was these weird square edge ruts, and I like cross-rutted that going up the face of that. And like I said, I was pretty proficient at that track, so I was trying to jump everything, and it made it real weird off there, and I went, okay, I'm done here.
Yeah.
Until they get their water situation figured out, like, I'm done. And
I
then
know Mike's went out there, Hallam's been out there a couple times this year.
So
He's like,
me and him were supposed to ride. We went last year to ride there once. I got signed in. I got there a few minutes late. He went out for first practice. He came back after 2 laps. He's like, it's way too muddy. I loaded my bike back in the truck. We went to Josh and Kayla's and rode.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like,
talk about another place that has just a dope ass backyard track.
Oh,
yeah, like,
bro.
Libretto Ghetto's got it going on.
Libretto Ghetto. So I went out there back when it was really the ghetto in high school. Like I said, so this would have been 2006-07 range with my buddy who had quads.
Yeah.
Who knew them and he like got the okay or whatever. But I remember going out there and ripping through those woods and not knowing where the fuck I was going. But like that track was sick back then, and I know
really
it's different now.
Yeah.
Like now it's sick that it's like prepped really nice and like it's super cool. Like I've only rode there once, and that was last year when we went there that one time. But they're super cool. And
Yeah, we'll talk about another guy
Kayla,
who's like an absolute G on a dozer. Like Josh
yeah.
can run any piece of equipment, and another one of those dudes that is legitimately one of the most naturally talented people I've ever seen on a dirt bike.
Unbelievable.
He just sat on a couch for a year.
Oh yeah,
and then jump on a bike and throw it upside down.
100%.
And he's so smooth, like that BMX, like mountain bike style riding style. Like just stand up, so smooth, never like super revved out, just right in the meat.
Nope.
He is such a good rider.
Me and Justin and Cole went to St. Louis Supercross a few years ago, and we spent a good hour of the trip talking about why Josh never really got his pro card and like tried to do anything.
Because he's good.
He is. He's so fucking good.
And he took years off and then came back and went to Loretta's, like double classed it. Like 450A and 25 plus, like same year.
They were just like, he just didn't care that much about it, like going pro. And I'm like,
hanging gutters and making babies.
That's it, baby.
I can't say anything. I used to give Kayla shit, and she'd give me shit right back. We both have 5.
That's awesome.
So, when they had their 5th, I was like, "You finally caught up."
That was some. She was all upset one time because
most
somebody
people
was
don't realize, like,
giving them shit about having so many kids, and I'm like, no, keep fucking pumping them babies out.
Yeah, because
like,
they're all amazing.
As many as you fucking want.
And most people don't understand, like when we say like purebred moto babies.
Oh
like,
yeah,
and like Kayla was legit.
Kayla, she was real legit on a bike too.
You don't podium a moto at Loretta's with Ashley Filick in the class if you're slow.
No, not at all.
She used to whoop boys' asses at the local races. Like, and still, we'll have pit bike races out at BC, and she'll just jump on a pitter and rip.
Oh yeah.
Zane's another one of those kids. Like, if he gets to the point wherever and whatever he wants to do, but if he ever gets where like he wants to get really serious with it,
oh yeah,
Zane is naturally talented. Like, holy hell! I mean, he is.
Okay, so fun little bench racing question for the local level here. Do you think he or Hunter is more naturally talented with it?
On a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Zane.
Okay. All right.
Naturally talented.
I guess Zane's younger too, and he's probably on Hunter's level right now.
Yeah.
Hunter's another one though
when
that
Zane
I'm like,
was when Hunter was 12,
yeah,
and Zane's 12, almost
Yeah.
13, whatever it is, like right around there.
Yeah, I guess Hunter hasn't qualified for Loretta's.
Well,
so.
Zane's faster at this age than Hunter was at this age.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because Hunter, you got to figure probably 5 years ago, he was on the 150.
Yeah.
You look at Zane right now compared to Hunter on the 150.
Yeah.
Hunter's a great rider. Great rider, but Zane is just...
He's another one that I've said before. I'm like, dude, if you ever like locked down and took it serious, like you could probably get your pro card and do some races, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
like you're good because the fact of the matter is like all he does is just go and ride for fun, and like
there's no training, there's no like he just rides.
And like his dad's like, dude, some of these national kids will show up to like the local races, and he's like, dude, Hunter waxes them from time to time. He's like, not all of them, but he's like,
or stays right with them.
Yeah, he's like, there are one. He's because who was did Janik show up to a race this year or something? I feel like that was who it was. No, it was something else. There was some kid showed up to Battle Creek that his dad was talking about.
Probably Carson Fields.
That could be. He was like, dude, he stayed right the fuck with him the entire moto. Like, no issues whatsoever. And I'm like, yep.
Carson's fast.
That makes sense.
Hunter rips.
Yeah.
He really does. I mean, there's a lot of kids that you see that it's like, they just that one more notch. Mm-hmm. And then, but then there's also a lot of kids that you can give them all the notches you want. It's probably not going to happen.
Well, those are the people with the second, third, fourth mortgages and.
Well, that's what I said. Like, I want people to race. I want people to ride. I want them to have a blast. But I want them to have realistic expectations. Mm-hmm. And I want the parents to chill the fuck out.
The problem is most of these parents have never done anything that requires that level.
Oh my God! You know how many like people we get, and I've heard it from them. Like, oh, we came from like travel baseball, and it's like that's not what this is.
No.
Like, you can buy all the fancy equipment you want. It doesn't make your kidney faster.
And even coming from travel baseball. Okay, cool. Look, I played travel hockey. Mm-hmm. I played on a high level high school team. Like we were, state finalist style. Yeah. So like, I know what that level is. I also played with guys that went to the fucking show.
That were above that level.
That like they also played on high-level high school teams and went to the show and went on to play Class A college and all that shit.
You get these parents that'll be like, oh, they've been, he's really locking down. They've been training. And it's like, listen, your kid going out and riding in the backyard for an hour and eating a plate of pizza rolls before he goes to bed.
Yeah, it's not locked in.
It's not training.
It's not.
Riding for an hour is not training.
No.
It's not. These kids at this national level, they're living it.
Yeah.
From the time they wake up in the morning, they're homeschooled, they're living it. And even 95% of them aren't going to make it.
Mm-hmm. The thing is like your kid and you too have to be so like and
locked in.
And you don't do the locked in stuff. Him going out and riding your backyard track for an hour is not locked in.
No.
You show me he goes and does that, and then he gets on the figure 8 track for 2.5 hours after that and just rips corners. Yeah. Great. Now we can start talking.
Does one-hand drills.
Yep.
And by the way, he should be riding his road bike also. So he should be pedaling. He should be doing this. You should be watching his diet.
Yep.
You should be making sure his caloric intake is right. Make sure his cardio's up.
Make sure he's sleeping.
If you're not doing all of that,
then just nope. Yep. Because trust me, I've been around this enough now.
The days of the J laws are over.
Yeah, I've been around this enough now. I know what that level is to get. I've seen the level it takes to be a Kevin Morantz.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a
damn good privateer.
Damn good rider. Damn good privateer. Makes night shows. Makes main events.
Yeah.
I've seen what that level is. And if you don't go beyond that, and trust me, that level is serious.
Yeah.
Like Kev is more serious than most people out there. I mean, most people would believe.
I mean, I'm guessing like Kev doesn't have a full-time job, right?
His full-time job is this.
It's racing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean. Like you can't, it's just not. And I want people to just realize that, like, that's not what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So just let your kids have fun.
Yep.
Because in the grand scheme of things, 20 years down the road, that number 1 plate in 85C in District 14 doesn't mean shit.
No.
I mean, hell, it doesn't mean shit next year. Just being honest.
Have you seen the preview for the new Gypsy Tales with that Duke Gomez guy?
No,
and
I
him.
haven't.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
And he's ranting about these C-class kids. And I'm just like, oh boy, this is awesome.
Don't even get me started. I don't want to say it because we really wanted to do a Loretta's qualifier at Battle Creek, but I truly believe that the RPV system in Loretta Lynn's has ruined the C-class in American motocross.
The C-class is terrible because you get these practice track kids that don't race anything but that. So all they do is come out there. Or you get the kids
that race half of the year, and then they're like, oh, I want to try to go to Loretta's next year and see.
Yeah.
So then they start sandbagging the rest of the year, where they race a moto and win it, and then race a moto and DNF.
Yep.
So it keeps their rider performance value low. Back in the day, if you won like three times in C-class, they were booting your ass.
Yep.
There was no season end points.
Yep.
None of that shit. Because in the grand scheme of things, who gives a shit who the C-class champion at Loretta's is?
Doesn't fucking matter.
There's only been one like C-class champion at Loretta's that's ever done dick.
Jeremy McGrath.
Exactly. Most people C-class. I could be wrong. Don't tear me apart in the comments and say, well, Cole Seeley won a C-class. He may have.
Oh, don't worry. They're coming for you.
Axel Hodges won a C-class too, and he hasn't done dick in motocross.
No.
He's a free rider.
He's a free rider.
Like C-class championships. Most of these guys you see win a C-class championship at Loretta's, you don't even see them the next year.
No.
Because that's it.
Yeah.
And mom and dad spent $40,000 to race around and send you to a training facility and spent $10,000 just on Loretta's. For what? For what?
If you can't qualify in B-class without being at a training facility, you have zero need to be at a training facility.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. Save your money, ride local tracks, have a good time, create an online following.
Go to
and
the
you
races,
might be able to race a dirt bike for longer.
Go to the races you don't have to qualify for. Go to Minios.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, go to Spring-a-Ding-Ding. Go to Ponca. Go to stuff like that. Like, have fun at that stuff.
Yep.
You don't.
No, I'm with you. The C-class thing is so weird. I almost killed a C-class
There
kid
should
one
not
time.
be a C-class national champion.
No.
So you're the fastest of the novices?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Dude, they don't have a D-class. They cut it off. They don't have a D-class, all right?
But they have it locally.
I know. I'm not gonna say shit. I raced a D-class race
Man.
a couple of years ago, dude. So here's the funny thing, right? So
or as we like to call it, adult wobbler.
yeah. So here's the funny thing with this. So I did it Redbud, right? And it was strictly because I wanted to race 2 classes.
Yeah.
So I normally race Vet Sport 25 plus, which I get my ass kicked in because there's a bunch of fucking sandbaggers in that too, right?
It's just another C class.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna race D class because I haven't raced 2 classes in like.
I know a lot of
don't
guys that
even know.
did that at the National. Like they'd race Vet Sport. And
Yeah. So there's 4 of us in this class, right? And I'm thinking like, fuck, like, don't look like too much of a fucking retard and just like yard everybody like ridiculous. Not that I'm good, but again, I'm just like, this is D class.
It's D. Yeah.
We take off. This kid whole shots me. 3/4 of a lap in, I can't see him anymore, and I'm not riding bad.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the fuck is happening?
D class.
This is D class. I mean, this kid whole shot me by a lot too. And then, like I said, 3/4 of a lap in, I couldn't see him. Now, you go to second moto, he whole shots me, but by the time we crossed the line in lap 4, and he yarded me the first lap. By the time we crossed the line in lap 4, his tongue was in the spokes, and like I was catching it, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
You are that practice track kid, aren't
Yeah.
you? That never races, and you're just like, I'm gonna get a trophy, win D class. I didn't give a shit. I wouldn't have gone and got the trophy anyway had I won. I just literally wanted to ride 2 classes.
Well,
that
I
was
go to
it.
enough tracks. Like D is supposed to be for the guy who is legitimately brand new.
Yes.
Because that was the intention of Vet Sport,
Yes.
and that went fucking haywire.
Yes, it did.
So now D class at the tracks is intended for brand new racers. They're not even supposed to double. But now I go to all these tracks and I start seeing names and I'm like, these motherfuckers are racing D all year. A whole season of D? Like, sorry, after a race or 2,
Yeah.
you're probably not a D guy anymore. But I understand that they don't want to go into C class and have a kid throwing a fucking oppo over their head over a big jump.
That's the problem with it.
Because you got C class kids that'll straight up like Hodges oppo you over stuff, and it's like, that's not novice.
I had a kid once.
But our B class guys don't move up either. Our A
Yeah.
class would be so much bigger if B class guys would just move up. Cole and I were talking about that before too. Like back in the early 2000s, guys couldn't wait to hit 16 so they could race A.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait. And now it's like, oh, I'm 22 going to Loretta's in B class for the 3rd time.
What?
The fuck?
I don't. So at Redbud one time back, probably like 17, 18 range, I did a local race and they dropped us with, what was I running? Was I running Vet Sport then? Or was I ran non-current for a long time because I had no 7, right?
Yeah.
Which that was a fucking weird situation too. But anyway, they dropped us with C class, with regular C class, like open C or something. And lap 4, we're coming around. I'm coming around to get the white flag lap, and the C class is fucking. The kids in the front of the C class are lapping me, which immediately is like, the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
So we go over the Roccos, and I fade to the outside because I'm like, cool. I can see people are coming. I'm cool. I got this. This fucking kid comes outside after Larocco's corner and fucking, I kid you not, almost hits me and panic revs at me. And I come off that track and I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill this kid. Like, legitimately, we're about to yank him off his bike. Couldn't find him. Got back to the pit, chilled out. Everything was fine. But I'm just like, what are you doing? This is a local C-class race, you fucking moron. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Not only that, I went as far out. The only thing I didn't do was get on the water truck lane for you, asshole. Like, pick a different line, fuckhead.
Yeah.
They can't. They're fucking idiots.
So this kind of leads into the whole, like, what the district does and what the district can do.
Yeah.
Like, as a district, we cannot advance people out of C class.
That, to me, is fucked up.
It's based on the rider performance value on the AMA website. We cannot advance somebody out of C class. So they can play the game and fuck with their RPV for 3 years and race C class and continue to win championships and everything else.
So I don't know what this rider performance value thing is.
Yeah,
so
so
explain that to me a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, it's how I figure out if somebody's sandbagging.
Okay.
So if I go to a race and somebody says, hey, they're a B rider and they're signed up in C, I can go to this and type in a name and it will tell me what letter grade they are in the AMA. Like there's Supercross only Cole right there. So Cole is A, and it has all his results, 2020, 19, all the way back to 2006 is as far back as this goes.
Wow.
But it tells me the letter grade. But you'll have guys on there that'll be C. Mm-hmm. And so what it does is, based upon the number of people in the class, gives you a point value.
Okay.
So if there's like less than, I think, 11, it's 15 for first. It goes up to where you can get like 30 for first if there's like 40 people in the class.
Okay.
An RPV of 15.0 moves you from C to B. So there's guys that will get their RPV to a 15 and then sandbag motos so they can drop back down to a 14 so they can try to go to Loretta's the next year and C. Or to race C again. And when there was no rider performance value, that wasn't something we had to worry about because you could just kick people out. Mm-hmm. There also was a time when C class was not a series points thing.
Okay.
Because if there is no number one plate at the end of the year, why would you race it or continue to race it? You'd race it a couple times to get a few trophies and get out of there.
I mean, let me start going Duke Gomez here, and I haven't watched that show yet. That's on my list for this week. I'm really excited because I like that guy a lot. But let me just start with where he was going in the preview I saw. What the fuck does that number one C plate get you? What does it fucking get you?
All it is the mom and dad want to be like, look, Junior won a number one plate.
That's exactly it. It's the
That's all it is.
stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah.
You can get a free tire. You go to the shop, you say, hey, I got this number one C plate. They're like, sweet, here's a new front tire.
Maybe.
Cool. Sweet.
Yep.
It's fucking dumb. Mm-hmm. I'm in the camp of like, bro, if I could advance to one of these classes, say an A class or whatever, plus 30, whatever, which I might race that too, who knows, that has like a dealer check at the end.
Yeah.
We're like, hey man, maybe if I get better, I could actually get a few bucks back from going and wasting my time all day.
Yep.
I don't understand how that's not the goal. And if, again, like you said, if the more guys advanced, the A class is bigger, the dealer check gets bigger, right?
Yeah, I mean the A class. Well, the A class is cash, not even dealer check.
Okay,
it's cash. So
great, even better.
A class back in the day would be 15, 20 guys, easy. Now it's like 2.
I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. Here's the thing: none of this shit matters unless you create an online fucking thing for yourself.
Yeah.
If you have a YouTube channel like the fuck I'm doing here, then yeah, I can monetize that. Yeah. I can make this worth my fucking while. Jeff Walker,
Nick Thomasounas,
all of that. Like if you can do that, then great. Then you don't have to worry about trying to make a couple of bucks.
And Thomasounas doesn't even have to talk. He just does fucking sick ass whips and people watch his stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Like I mean, yeah, you don't have to talk. Mm-mm. I mean, I used to post my race videos back when I could wear my GoPro on my fucking helmet. I used to post those videos all the time, and they would do okay.
Yeah.
Because people like watching that. I like watching that.
Yeah.
All the time. So, okay, cool.
Although there's nothing that pisses me off worse than a poorly placed GoPro, and I got to watch 30 minutes of video.
It's
with
terrible.
It is catching
terrible.
part of the visor. And
you mean like
staring
Coles?
down at the front fender. Oh, Coles aren't that bad.
Coles are terrible. They're like looking in his lap the whole time. And I'm like, bro, we've done this enough. Can we please just get that camera angle right? Like, fuck, man. I'll tell you what, it was very tricky figuring out where the hell I was going to put it when I couldn't put it on my helmet anymore.
That was an AMA thing.
I know. And there was a while there that, like, they weren't really doing it everywhere. The only place I'd have to worry about it is Redbud.
Yeah. And
now it's like, no, it's everywhere. They fucking yell at you.
Well, and the worst part about it is like, it's not allowed. Do
you know why that is?
But it's not. Yeah, they said something with the integrity of the helmet. Like
No. You know the event that set that off?
Well, probably Chad Reed and his 360 thing. No.
Nope. There was a French kid in 2017 that was here, went to Tampa Supercross. I rode for Red Bull, but I can't think of his name right now. I'm blanking on it. And they're going to come in the comments.
I know who you're talking about.
He crashed first lap of practice with that on and broke his fucking neck and is paralyzed. And they're blaming that.
There's no fucking way.
Well, they're in a lawsuit right now, and they're blaming that, but it's not that.
And I know that was what they said, and that was the reason why they said it. Like, fucks with the helmet. That's why I said like the integrity of the helmet. Like that's what fucks with it.
It's the roll pivoting of the helmet.
Time,
is
I mean,
what they're talking
you know
about.
as well as if you have fucking bump hard enough, one of those will fall off your helmet.
Yeah,
like it.
I have one of them buried in Redbud.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I put it on a kid's helmet, and then it fell off after the first lap.
To me, honestly, the biggest issue right now is pit vehicles.
That's interesting that those are being
Pit bikes and side-by-sides and Surons, and it's a fucking mess.
It's super.
It's
So
heinous. Like,
did you go to Crawfordsville this year? So
did they shut it down?
they no longer allowed pit vehicles.
Neither
this year.
did Loretta Lynn's.
I heard
All you
that.
could have was golf carts, and everybody that went down there said how fucking nice it was. Mm-hmm. Because, I'm sorry, the parents are gonna get pissed off again.
Nope.
Everybody
Go
shows
with
up
this
to
one.
these fucking races and just hands their kids 110cc babysitters and go get drunk.
Yep. Dude, it's annoying.
And then we have to police it all day. And then if I disqualify your kid for not doing shit right, then you're going to act like I'm the asshole. Mm-hmm. When you're smashed at noon and your kid's been ripping around on a pit bike in between his motos all day.
Yeah. Racing around the pit. Not riding.
No, racing.
Racing around
Making
the
tracks.
pits.
Jumping over this. And honestly, like, at least with the 110s, I can hear them coming.
Yeah.
There are so many close calls I see because of Stasics, Surons, Talarias, whatever.
Yep.
Because you can't fucking hear them. I've walked around the corner of something and been like getting ready to turn a certain way, and one's like, shoo! And I'm like, where the fuck did you come from?
Yep. That's always one of the biggest.
And who shows up to the motocross track with a 4-seat 1000cc side by side and lets their 8-year-old drive it around all fucking day?
I don't know.
I mean, and this is going to sound horrible too, but like, I've been to the tracks enough times and seen like 4 fat people driving around a fucking side by side all day, and it's like, what are you? You're just making laps.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you're fat. You're riding around a side by side. Like, maybe if you walk,
We're not small people either. So this is not a.
I'm chubby, but like, maybe if you walked from the pits to the concession stand to get your cheeseburger,
Would be
or
great.
up to the line, you'd work off the calories you were. I mean, but like. And just drive circles all day long. And it's like,
I mean, that's one of the things at the local races that scares me when I take my kid is she's not necessarily paying attention. Like, we don't give her a pit bike.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a pit bike. She doesn't have a pit scooter. She doesn't have any of that. She's walking. And then, like, yeah, if she's walking around, like, that scares the shit out of me of like, okay, when am I going to get this? Hey, she got hit by some kid on a fucking pit bike. What?
yeah.
So, yeah. So, no, dude, and it was great because Ironman, so it's interesting. It's been interesting for me. So, I've gone to Ironman now for the last 4 years or so for the National. And the difference between there and Redbud is incredible. Like Ironman has been a very loose program.
Yeah.
There. Where like Redbud, it's very
regimented.
locked down for National Weekend.
It is.
You're coming on the track here. You're going off the track here. The pro pits are only open for these people at this time. Like it
and
is
even the
very
people camped out in the other lots. It's like, this is your space.
Yes. Where like Ironman is a much looser program. I remember the first year we went there and there were like people in the pro pits all the time Friday and all the time Saturday, and me and Jessica kind of looked at each other and went, well, this is not Redbud. Because Redbud security is not letting you through those fucking gates unless you got credentials that you're supposed to have. So it was way different this year with none of those pit bikes rolling around. Like, way different.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better.
It is.
Because it's just chaos.
100%.
And it's not just it's local races. It is chaos all day long.
Are you guys
all night long?
Are you guys taking? Are you guys doing something with that at the club for next year? Or?
Yeah, we're talking about that. I mean, it's something that the AMA is already looking at, and so as a district, I think we're going to be looking at it really hard.
Yeah,
because there are a couple tracks that have already done it this year.
Okay,
Log Road did it this year. Log Road was like no pit vehicles, and there's
you still do bicycles with that, right?
Nothing with a throttle.
Nothing with a throttle. What about e-bikes? Like,
still has a throttle.
Okay, all right. I was just asking because I'm like,
I mean, the best way to do it would be nothing with a throttle. You can pedal all you want. Nothing with a throttle.
Which I'm fine with that too.
Yeah,
we all got bicycles, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
like we all don't spend $10,000 on fucking mountain bikes too.
But the thing is, I think what you have to do with that is like you have to then give the people something to do with their pit bikes. So nothing with a throttle, but then have a pit bike race at night.
Yeah,
let them get that shit out. Because pit bike races, people love that shit. I love watching it because they're stupid.
They're idiots.
They're idiots, and I love it. I love watching grown men run into each other on pit bikes. It's fantastic. And sometimes getting fistfights. But yeah, that's something that as a district we're gonna really look at hard because it's just becoming too much of an issue.
Yeah,
way too much. It's not just an issue of like it's chaos, it's safety, it's insurance. It is
because
way too much of an issue.
Because how many close calls are we gonna have before something really bad happens to a kid from another kid? And then you got all sorts of lawsuits going. Then you got lawsuits from families to families, and the families suing the track. And nope,
not worth it.
No, not at all.
I went through a whole fiber. Some Dr. Pepper. It dries my throat out talking so much. I'm actually, the funny part is like I do a lot of talking. You know, like with Doug's funeral, things like that. Like I do a lot of talking.
Yeah,
but I'm actually not a big talker. I'm not. I've had to learn to be.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
More of a behind the scenes, and that's the thing too. Is like a lot of people. Oh shit, there's still some in that one. A lot of people that don't know me that well or only see me at certain stuff. Like a lot of people think I'm an asshole, which whatever. But like they think I'm an asshole.
I get that all the time. It's
because
not a big deal.
Well, I'm very direct. Good. I'm direct. I just don't. If you, especially when it comes to like,
that was what Cole told me when I said you were coming in tonight.
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, dude, he's good because he won't bullshit you."
No, I'm very direct, and that's what I get at tracks. Like, you know, people they'll like try to debate about a rule, and I'm like, no, it's black and white. Like, and every once in a while, it might sound a little condescending because like they'll keep arguing, and it's like, hey, I don't know how many fucking ways you want me to explain this. I've read it to you, you know, but. I'm really not that big of an asshole. Like, and when I say the stuff about like the kids and things like that with the racing, like I love kids that race. I want them to race. I love talking to them. I love hanging out with them. It's their parents I don't really like that much, and it's not that I don't like them. I just don't like the way they're handling things.
Yeah,
and it's not just the 50s for 50 parents. Not just the 50s. It's all
65
the way.
Kids are just as bad.
Yeah, they're just
because the 50 parents become 65.
They're
parents.
just last year's 50 parents.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, it's just I just want the kids to have fun, man. Because if the kids aren't having fun, then they're going to become teenagers that aren't having fun, and then they're going to become adults that aren't having fun, and then they're not going to want to ride a bike anymore. And I think everybody should ride bikes their whole life. Like I think just, you know, it's badass. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
And the family aspect of being at the tracks, no matter what discipline it is, the families that are there hanging out and camping, and we've got so many families in moto that like they just travel together.
Yeah,
that's what they do. It is so fucking cool when it's relationships you're gonna have forever.
Yep.
And let it be family. Don't turn it into a goddamn job.
No.
Don't take every Friday off so you can make sure you and Junior are at the track when the gate opens. Yeah. I'm just saying.
No, it's okay. I 100% agree with you. Like I said, I'm almost too much in the other direction of like, I'm just like, here's the bike, kiddo. You know how to ride. Have fun. You know, like.
And I love moto people because of their dedication. But I'll say, like, going to the off-road races that I go to, because I go to hair scrambles and stuff like that, too. Like, that crowd is just, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
They're very, like, self-sufficient, because they're trail riders. Like, they're used to packing a sandwich and doing their own thing and working on their own bike. Like, and they're very, so Dan Stevens, who's our secretary at the club, he's also the chairman for the hair scramble series in Michigan. He's also our webmaster for D14. And they're so like, it is so together. Like everybody that races that series, and it's 500 entries. Like they're so together, hanging out together. Like it's crazy. It's just like one huge family, and they got the numbers to prove it. That's another thing is like we will have a brand new District 14 website rolling out end of November. We actually built one ourselves.
All right.
Well, we had Dan's company build it.
Yeah.
Because right now the District 14 website sucks ass. It's fucking horrible.
There's a lot of that with the AMA going around.
Yeah. Well, we built our own.
Good.
So now it's like the membership system and all that will auto renew on its own. There'll be no bullshit. Like,
cool.
It's just totally different. Yeah, the AMA website sucks. Not just the district website. The AMA website sucks.
Yes.
Too. It's just like did you see that with like a lot of the membership cards this year? The AMA membership cards. Like there's like this fine print that nobody knew about. Like if you let your AMA expire and like you like waited 3 or 4 months to renew it when you went to a race, like say it expired over the winter and you're like, oh, let's get it the first race in April. They sent you a card that says member year 1.
I've heard about that
over
before.
3 months. They were
Yeah.
like, boom, remember year one. They tried to do that to me because like I let it expire over the winter and just forgot about it. And they're like, oh, you're member year one. I'm like, no, I'm member year like 19. Like, no. I saw it happen to a bunch of people.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know. Mine's set on auto renew. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I kind of foobarred my way into Doug's ride day there too, because I definitely didn't sign my kid up for an AMA membership, and I just told the lady she was under mine, and it was just like, oh yeah, like here's my number. Like that was a whole thing in itself too, because I fucking forgot my card.
Yeah.
So then I'm like trying to pull a website up that like I've never even used before. I finally got it, and she was super nice and helpful and like whatever. I don't even know who the lady was. I'm sure you do, but I was just like, yep, signed up, and then just put the same number on my kids, and she was just like, okay, cool. Here, like, dude, my kid rides a 110 CRF on the kids track.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I know it's wrong and everything. I'm like, I know myself well enough. If she falls over and gets hurt, it's not the fucking club's fault, okay?
Yeah.
I understand we're out here taking a risk.
Yeah.
We're good. Trust me, I'm going to take her to the fucking hospital. We're going to get her fixed up if something happens,
Well,
and that's it.
I had a lot of people ask that too. Like, was getting messages all week, like, well, you got to be an AMA member? And I'm like, yeah. Like,
Is that like normal for practice days though?
out there?
Okay.
So because we run our insurance through the AMA.
Got it.
So if you're not an AMA member, like,
Got it. Okay.
and
Because that was weird for me too. I was like, dude,
and I tell
don't
people, I'm
remember
like,
having to do
just
this
go
for practice
pay
days.
$20 for a day pass. Like, it's not
Yeah.
that big. Like, people are like, oh, I want to pay $50. I'm like, well, the day pass is only 20. But once you buy 3 of them, you might as well just. It's like whenever anybody says something about that, like, oh, it's $50. I'm like, for a fucking year.
Yeah. Like I have mine set on auto renewal.
I've had people complain about the District 14 membership, and I'm like, it's $15 for a year. If $15, like when our rider fees went up,
Yeah.
they'd been $30 for years, right? Well, then we started using transponders.
Yep.
So the transponder thing which was needed.
Yes.
Transponders were absolutely needed.
Yes.
And the guy that does the transponders is a great dude. He invested a lot of money into this setup. Mm-hmm. And he basically told the tracks, like, for using my equipment and everything, I'm going to charge you a fee of $10 a rider.
Cool.
So the tracks went, okay, since this is a new fee that we're incurring, we're just going to raise our race fees to $40. They hadn't been raised in 7 years.
Makes sense.
People lost their fucking minds.
That doesn't surprise me at all either.
And started saying like, oh, well, why is he charging us for transponders if we got our own? He's not charging you for transponders because there is no rental fee for the transponder.
In case you didn't notice, you give them like a $25 fee thing or whatever when you rent it, and then you give it back, and they send it back to you.
You either give him a $100 bill or you give him your credit card number.
Yeah.
And he'll hand you the $100 bill back when you bring it back, or he'll just tear up your credit card number and hand it to you.
Exactly.
You never get charged. Mm-hmm. There is no rental fee.
Yep.
It is a scoring fee that is being charged to the tracks.
Yeah.
Now the tracks have chosen to pass that on. Why wouldn't they?
100%.
But
It's a business.
But I had people who I won't name their names.
We could. This would be fun.
Who
Get us
are
good ratings.
Who are
Boycotting.
very well off.
Oh boy.
Who were acting like that extra $10 a class was going to make it so they couldn't race anymore.
Well, I guess you can't afford to race anymore, partner. Sorry. Sometimes the market just prices you out. Happens.
I know, but when you are making comments like that while you're selling your old motorhome and buying a new diesel pusher,
Oh yeah.
and making comments like that,
you're a fucking asshole. That's all there is to it. You're a fucking asshole. There's no other way to put it, and I'll put it out there. I don't give a shit. What are they gonna do? They're gonna come yell at me anytime they want to come on the show and talk about
and
it.
buying rental properties at the same time.
Yeah.
but $10 a class.
$10 a class
much.
is too much. I can't believe it. Maybe your kid shouldn't race 7 classes on the weekend because he's not gonna go pro anyway. So maybe let's just. Oh, I have an idea of who this is now. It just crossed my mind here.
Yeah, you probably know.
We'll talk about it. I'll talk about it after the show. I'll put it on the list.
They might have been on a TV show.
We'll put it on it after the. Yeah. So anyway, oh man, oh boy, we're gonna get an email for that one.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So yeah,
I get plenty of emails.
It's just fucking dumb to me. And then they'll go to fucking Redbud on National Weekend too, though, and pay fucking
exorbitant
$20 extra per class.
But
and just be like, it's
but
fine.
At the same time, like, it's a national weekend. You're paying for that experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I don't think that Amy does anything wrong with.
I don't think so either.
Redbud does anything wrong with that.
No.
You're a national track, the most popular one there is.
They gotta make money that weekend.
And she has a big staff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the reason why that place is so pristine and does all the things that it does is because of her staff. She's paying people full time to work there all year round. Mm-hmm. They're office people. Like, it's a lot.
Anybody who thinks that it doesn't cost them that much to put that on, come to my house and I'll have you maintain my 5-acre turn track that has one 15-foot tabletop on it for the year. And you tell me how much work this is to do a national track.
Yeah, well, like being at the club, even a local race.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know what goes into all that. Mm-hmm. And what we end up paying and what we bring back. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, I don't see how, like, she has to do the national. Because with a local race, like, you're not making enough to pay these people salaries.
No.
And support the families you're supporting. I mean, like, as an individual person, yeah, you can probably make enough money. Mm-hmm. But you're also not going to be able to do all the work as an individual person. Like, the only reason why the club is in the situation we're in is that we have members who work for free. We're volunteers.
Yep.
But, you know, I mean, we as a nonprofit organization, like, we have zero debt. We own all of our equipment. We own all of our land.
Cool.
We're building that new big-ass fence all the way down the driveway. So
poured that concrete out there by the entrance there.
That was huge.
Yeah.
People would pull in there and get stuck like that.
Oh, yeah. I remember pulling up there and spinning, pulling the trailer in.
Fencing in the mini track now the way it is. Like, we've made a lot of improvements out there. But that's because we have a killer group of members that bust their ass.
Yep.
We've got older members like Byron and guys like that have just been there forever and know everything. And our treasurer is a badass. Like, he knows how to negotiate contracts. He knows how to make sure everything, like, we're putting a new PA system in next week.
Super cool.
Brand new PA system next week.
Super cool.
But like I said, we have no debt.
Yeah.
We bought more land and paid it off in 6 months.
That's fucking awesome.
Like, it's a lot. But I go all over the state. I go everywhere. And that's another thing that people don't realize. They're like, oh, you're D14 VP, and they just start asking me about motocross. And I'm like, no, dude, like, it's all of it.
all of it.
And a lot of people don't understand what D14 controls and what they don't. In the motocross division, we don't make the classes. D14 doesn't make the classes. D14 doesn't make the rules. D14, like, we have the AMA rule book, but in the motocross side of things, like, the tracks are who vote on it. The tracks vote on the classes. Tracks vote on the rules, and we'll get stuff like
because they have that meeting where they try to figure out who's having what race, what weekend, and that kind of shit too, right?
So,
Doug talked about that.
And then people will be like, well, you got to make, why is this track pay out different than this track? And I'm like, well, because it's 11 independent businesses. We can't tell them what to do with their money.
Yep.
What they pay out is what they pay out. And people will just, or they'll write in suggestions about classes that aren't even district classes, like 50 wobbler, open D. Those are track classes. And it's, or people who, like I said, I love what Grant does at Morelands. It's awesome. But people will write in with questions about Morelands, and I'm like, how do you not know that it's not, that they're two different things?
You don't have to pay for AMA and D14 membership.
And a lot of people had the same reaction you did when I was like, there's 10 divisions. People are like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a lot more. Like, there's District 14 is 4,700 members.
But they don't do anything with the road racing side of things.
Not with road racing. We had a road division up until a year or so ago for like poker runs and shit like that.
Oh,
but it just was kind of going away. I mean, it was just not as big of a thing. You know, we've talked about before, like, adventure riding is getting really big.
Yeah.
The stuff Jeff does, but like adventure riding in general is getting really big. That'd be more like a recreation type thing, but you know, we've got a legislative director that goes and does all the legislation shit with like ORV stuff and trails and shit like that. We've got a AMA commission guy who's recreation, which is another, like, they have AMA commission meetings, which that's all like steering legislation towards like not getting fucked over.
Okay.
That's basically what people don't understand. Like, a lot of what your AMA money goes to is for lobbying for legislation so that we don't get fucked on bikes and trail systems and all that stuff. And then we have a track racing commission, which is like flat track road, but there is no road racing here. I mean, they have track days at Grattan.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no road racing really series here. The two biggest ones are definitely Hare Scramble and Moto.
Yeah.
And then Sprint Enduro's close behind that. And then, but yeah, I mean, it's anybody who thinks that amateur racing isn't alive and well should probably come spend a summer in Michigan, because there's racing fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Do you know where Nick Way, does he have a track at his house where he trains these guys in the summer? Is that okay? Because I always wonder when I see like Schmoda and them here.
DeWitt.
Okay, it's in DeWitt. Okay.
Yeah, just north of Lansing.
Okay.
Vincent raced the Money Moto at Polka Dots.
I saw that. Yep.
And that was another one. Like Joey led that whole moto.
Okay.
Joey led the whole moto, start to finish, because he had the whole shot. And a lapper took him out on the last lap, and Jace got around and got the win.
Lame. Yeah, he's supposed to come on. I've been talking to Jace about coming back on or whatever too. So, because that was one of the things when I was at Ironman and talked to that person I told you I'd talk to. He recommended. He's like, everybody's trying to be so national. He's like, but I'm trying to get some of you media guys to do like more
regional
stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, you got Nick Way, you got Kessler, he's like, there's all these people that you could talk to there. He's like, covering the national stuff like Supercross and Motocross is great. He's like, and don't get me wrong, I don't want you to stop doing that, but do some stuff with these guys. And I'm like, okay. And so that was why, like, especially, I mean, you never say no to talking to Six Time. So when Doug was like, hey, we're going to get Six Time on, I was like, yes, we fucking are.
Well, and that's the thing is a lot of people don't even understand, like, the depth of the history with Michigan Moto.
Yeah.
And not just Moto, I mean, off-road too, but, like, Moto. Like, most people just look at Craig Bigelow as like, oh, he's the motocross chairman. He's been the motocross guy for years.
Yeah.
But there's a reason behind that. Like, his dad, like, damn near started District 14. And, like, if you ever hear, like, the Team Dynamic stuff from back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, that was them.
Okay.
And, like, Craig is the baby. His brother Kip was super fast, was a pro. Craig was like, I think it was 1980 or 81, 125 amateur national champion. His oldest brother finished third in the 250 national series to like Kent Howerton and whoever else, like third overall. Like they are legit. And most of these younger people just know him as like, oh, Craig's the motocross chairman. But it's like, yeah, but in the 70s and 80s, they were like the shit. Because Lisa Wagner from Dutch.
Yeah.
Like, she was the Team Dynamic with all that. Most people don't realize that, like, when they go to Dutch.
Yeah.
And when they go to Redbud and talk to Lisa, that woman is a 5-time Loretta's amateur national champion. 5-time.
I mean, I didn't know that, so.
Yeah. So, like, Whiskey Throttle just did one with, like, Mercedes Gonzales.
Okay.
And Mercedes Gonzales and Lisa raced each other.
Oh,
they would split. They both won 5 championships. Like, they're just, they were, in the 80s, they were the 2 fastest women there were in the world.
Interesting.
It's Austin and Brett's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the fastest women ever. Most people don't even know that.
Well, you know.
Well, the newer people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's. I mean, so my chick's niece lives in Coldwater area. So our halfway mark that we meet when we're either dropping off or picking up when they're playing with each other is in Athens.
Yeah.
At the Shell station.
Uh-huh.
So I don't remember what it was, like 2 weeks ago. It was like Saturday morning. We were meeting up our kid was going over there. And I was like, man, it'd just be really funny to run into Jeff here.
He's there all the time.
Shit you not, I come out of the gas station. He's talking to the guy in literally the pump next to me. And like, he was on the show, but I don't know him that well. So I wasn't going to like interrupt at 8:30 and be like, hey, Jeff, hey, man, what's up? But we get in the truck and I roll the window down and Jeff's like walking away. And I look at my chick, I go, do you know who the fuck that is right there? And she's like, what? I was like, that is Six Time. That guy has one. And here he is at 8:30 in the morning at Shell in the middle of nowhere fucking Michigan, just hanging out.
Yeah, because just to the west of that Shell station is their cold storage for their farm. And his farm, his dad's farm, they're just south.
Yeah.
Like, just right through the light, keep going over M60. It's like 2 miles.
Yep.
Yeah, and he is just a small town dude. Like,
oh, yeah.
that is the most humble dude. Like, you'd run into him and not be like, that's one of the greatest racers
I mean,
ever.
look at him when he was on the show with me and Doug. He's
I was
literally
splitting wood.
Yeah, I was splitting wood. Now we're eating some salads out here, blah, 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 whatever.
Gonna go make some syrup. Like,
it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
I coached his nephew in basketball last year.
That's awesome.
Because I was a coach at Athens. And, yeah, it's...
His brother came in here to get something coated, right? And I didn't know...
Younger brother?
I don't remember which one it was, to be honest with you. He'd built a dog thing to go on the back of his side-by-side, like a dog cage thing.
Jason.
And, so he comes in, and I didn't know at all that he was even related to him because he was a new customer. And I was like, hey, give me a sec. I'm finishing up something. I come in the office and he's like staring because Kev makes these little sponsor plates, right?
Yeah.
And he's like staring hard at it. And I'm like, oh, this guy must be into moto or something. I'm like, oh, you into moto? He's like, yeah. He's like, I used to race and blah, blah, blah. It was pretty good. My brother was really good. And I was like, what? And he's like, you know who Jeff Stanton is? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, all right. Well, okay. I was like,
That's probably his older brother, John, because the younger brother, Jason, doesn't really ride at all.
Okay.
He never really got into it.
So, yeah. So, needless to say, that was an interesting little, like...
And it is wild when you think about it. Like you said, you go to Athens, and you're like, one of the greatest racers ever...
It's just here.
...was born and raised here.
That's one of the things I don't think these new kids...
Athens.
I don't think these new kids think about it that much, of, like, when you're done with moto...
You're done.
Like, it don't take that many years for they forget about you.
No.
I mean, there's a few guys that transcend that. You've got Ricky and James, obviously, kind of transcend that.
And Jeff does for a lot of the older crowd because he's still involved in things.
Yes.
You know, he was Grand Marshal at Daytona.
Well,
He's still got his adventure
That's
thing.
the thing is, like, Jeff can still make a phone call and make almost anything happen with
Exactly.
anybody. Jeff's with Triumph. I bet Jeff calls a Honda guy. I bet he has a new 450 Honda.
Oh, absolutely. And
Instantly.
But the difference is like he has said before, like he made such good relationships with his sponsors.
Yep.
They're sponsors he's had for 40 years. And he's still got them. Mm-hmm. He's still, Troy Lee and Oakley, and like he's still Arai helmets. Like he's still got the same ones he's always had.
Yep.
A lot of these kids nowadays burn their fucking bridges every 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
They're on a different gear brand, a different helmet, a different bike. Like they're never going to have those lasting relationships.
Nope, not at all. So,
Little peckerheads.
all right, brother. We've been at this for almost 3 hours here.
It actually went pretty fast.
I mean, it doesn't take long when you start rolling on stuff like this, and you're just spitballing.
I know
so.
we didn't talk about a whole lot of district stuff, but whatever.
That's okay.
It was just moto talk.
That's okay. We'll have you back again, man. We'll have you in during the year, and we can talk actual racing when it's going on and spitball into some other topics. Like I said, I thought about making a list of stuff, and I was like, we'll just see where we go with it. So
I can tell that we have a lot more to talk about.
We got tons to talk about.
We got a lot more to talk about.
I appreciate you coming in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure to join the members area. Thanks to all our sponsors. Links in the description down below. We will be back with some more off-season races. Like I said, I'm working on Joey Crown. I'm working on Jace Kessler. A couple other people I'm going to try to do.
We got to get Cole in here with me.
Oh, yeah.
Because Cole and I have
I was surprised he didn't show up
Cole
tonight.
and I have like a list of like 50 names of people we can talk about.
Okay, well, that's perfect. We were just, what were we talking about the other day in the group chat with me, him, and Justin? Oh, it was guys, different gear sponsors for the year. And like almost the silly season of that because like Fly's got an announcement on the 4th and which we think is Plessinger and like a couple other things like that. They're moving around. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed this off-season race here. Again, join the members area. Check the sponsors out. And I'll be back with some more shows here soon. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all later.